1. Alright. Oh, hold on. I can hear myself through my mic. There we go. And then disable that. Alright, so everybody, welcome back to Odyssey of the Dragonlords. In the last session, shit went, as the youngins would say, tits up. The party decided it was a good idea to, well, infiltrate slash sabotage the headquarters of the Order of Siren in the Island of Yonder. This place that is, well, notoriously houses the troops of the Order of Sidon, plus Commander Gaius himself and, presumably, Chandrus, the priest of Lutheria. Well, not presumably, as we later find out. What originally started as an intel gathering mission suddenly transitioned into a sabotage mission, suddenly transitioned into a heist mission. Since the party were really unable to come to an agreement, and that's precisely what caused their downfall. For after a bit of bad luck during their infiltration, the party ended up, well, being detected by the Order of Sidon. A small fight broke out, after which the party were convinced to lay down their weapons and surrender. They agreed, and they were their weapons and arcane foci were taken away from them. I keep saying arcane, spell foci in general were taken from them. But who exactly were the ones captured? Exandri, Derek, and Drakgar were the ones that were taken in by the Order of Sidon. Whereas Bouxfhades managed to bluff his way to a bit of a inside man, so to speak, in the Order of Sidon, where he convinced the local militia that he was actually a new recruit, or wanted to be a new recruit for the Order of Sidon. While all of this was happening, Porunga was at a safe distance looking at all of this go down, and hopefully he can do something to help out the party here. The party were led to the Grand Library, seemingly one of the central buildings in the large plateau at the middle of the island. Now they stand in front of two prominent figures. One of them, Commander Gaius himself, a leader of the Order of Sidons in this segment of Thalia, and the other one, Chandrus, the High Priest of Lutheria. Gaius gave the party the go-ahead to start talking their nonsense to see, what their aim here is. And he is presumably going to listen. We'll see if he actually does, though. So, as I move you guys back to this map, as soon as Roll20 stops lagging for me. I can hear a little bit of feedback on someone's end, but I can't tell who.
Cass.
What?
Your speaker's echoing.
Ooh, a lag. Alright, there we go. Well, yes, the
Wait,
map
Cass
is a
is
little...
muted by me. How do I fix that?
Cass is muted?
What?
How did she get muted?
She muted her mic.
No. Oh, I found it. No, it was saying that
Oh,
I
you muted her?
her.
Oh.
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know how that happened. We're good now. Sorry.
Well, it is what it is. You guys find yourselves here in the middle of the courtyard of the Grand Library here in the Island of Yonder. Let's switch to some tense music. Hold on. Sure, let's use this one. As Gaius has given y'all the go-ahead, he will repeat once again, as he says, "Well, I must say that I didn't expect all of you to be this bold and stupid. Back when we first met at Mitros, you could have fooled me into thinking you were some, well, tacticians, that divine luck was on your side or something. Even before that, in Astoria, it seemed that you had a plan all along, but this... this just has not turned out too well for you, has it? So I ask you now, my adversaries, my enemies, explain yourselves. Explain why have you attempted to come this far just to end up like this. Who plays down that red circle?
Pause for a second. Xandri can't see anything.
Oops, sorry, that was my bad.
Hold on,
With the
what,
circle.
what were you saying, Cass?
I can't see anything on the screen.
You have to zoom out and go down.
Yeah,
I
right.
did. It's all
Let me-
black. I'm all the way
Oh.
zoomed out. I'm at 30%.
Might need to refresh.
I see a circle that was yellow just pop up on the screen.
I would say something, but I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't.
Hold on. Let
No,
me
you should never
place-
speak.
place down your token again. Or hold on, let me delete it, then place it down again. Maybe that'll help. I don't remember you guys having all your health, but it is what it is. No, just kidding. Anyway, so can
We
you see?
definitely have all of our health. Did we not have all of our health?
No, I know. I was just making a joke. So the music got a little bit too intense there. Can you see now, Xandri?
Yes, I can. It's super laggy though.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do much about that. That's just kind of how Roll20 is.
It might just be you on your end, because I mean it's working fine for me.
If it's all black, maybe she has it all in the side. I just did that too.
No, I found it the second time. The first
You have to
time it
move it
was
to the side or.
I found it though. All right. Continue. Sorry.
Well, I mean, that
I
was
can see again.
that was very much it. What do you guys say in response to Gaius just questioning, why? Why are you doing this?
I shouldn't say something. I know he shouldn't.
Well,
Keep his mouth shut. Things. Keep his mouth shut.
upon leaving Mitros, Queen Phallus and King Acostus told us that
You wanna say
you
anything?
had Pumo.
Yes, no.
Can you
Guys.
not hear?
Team?
Can you not hear
He
Xandri?
can't hear us. He can't hear us apparently.
I guess. No. Can't.
Yeah. Cass is talking.
Problems only up.
Can you not hear Cass?
I guess I can't. Isn't too stupid. My bad.
All right. We'll continue, Xandri.
I was just gonna be like Queen Phallus and King Acostus told us that you had a piece of a
We disconnect.
a piece of a compass that we needed to come and ask you for to help us traverse the islands. So we came here to ask if you had this piece in question.
I see. And is this piece instrumental to your journey?
Well, I mean, none of us know how to sail a ship. So yes.
And say, if I do have this piece in my possession, was your plan here just, well, sneak in the dead of night, take it from us, and then continue on your merry way?
Because I feel like this is not the time to be deceptive. Yes, that was exactly the plan. We
Well.
were just going to borrow some of your knight's outfits, and then we were just going to, try to acquire it and then peacefully leave. But it did not go as planned, and so here we are. So instead of fighting and killing, because that's just not us. We don't really like killing people, because we want to save them. You know, we don't care whose colors they wear. We don't care what god they worship. We do try and make sure everybody gets to continue on with their life. Um, yeah, that was pretty much what our plan was, but it went wrong. And instead of fighting, we decided to just surrender.
Well, I've seen operations go buried series of ways, but never have I seen it go like this.
Oh, you know, I have this scenario is very familiar to our group right now. We tend to surrender a lot.
If that's the case, then I am surprised have you made it this far.
You know, same.
Well, you're in luck. I will not execute you just like this. But I will retain you for quite a while. At least until Lord Siren decides what to do with you. For he is the one that will cast judgment upon all of you.
Well, then you might as well just kill us, because I'm pretty sure that's what he might have in store for us.
I will not act against his word. Unless you force my hand.
No, we won't. Impossible. You guys took our weapons.
And this young man, kind of looking at you for this. Is he in any way connected to you?
Think about before she answers, I give her a side eye. Like that kind of
Oh,
says,
he's talking to you now, not me. He's
Well, no,
straight talking to you.
he looked at Bouxfhades, but asked you, is he connected to you?
he asked you if I'm with your group.
Oh, if he's with our group,
But-
no.
but
If you
before-
wish, I'll even attack him to prove it to you. See, I can't attack this one here, and I'll point to Derek, and I look fairly annoyed. I wish I could. I so wish I could attack him, but I can't because I'm under oath. So
Maybe
if I do, I get taken away by, I don't know who really takes me away, but I was told somebody will take me away. But I can attack whoever that dude is over there, and that won't happen to me. So no, he's definitely not with me.
Make me a deception check.
Deception. Disgrace. Evil disgrace. It's really slow, sorry. It's still loading.
It'd be like that sometimes.
And let me talk. Could have done something really horrible.
I mean,
Like, you know,
No.
you could try. You can certainly try.
Mortal's dying. That's bad.
Alright, Drakgar, that's fine.
Alright, it finally loaded.
Mortal stop. Mortal stop dying. Nice.
Oh, nice.
18, nice. 18,
You
nice.
see as Gaius looks at you, his eyes narrow and his perpetual frown seems to zero in on you. Then he looks back at Bouxfhades and says, "Very well. I will still have one of my men keep an eye on him. It's far too great of a coincidence that someone chooses to become a new recruit just on the same night that we have some intruders."
I mean, yeah, it's pretty weird actually.
he kind of gestures at one of the guards, one of the soldiers, and the soldier steps up. Says, "Sir." Gaius looks at him, says, "Congratulations. Now there's someone of even lower rank than you. Keep an eye out on the young man. You're going to be, for all intents and purposes, his handler for the foreseeable future." The soldier kind of does like a salute. Says, "Sir, yes, sir."
So to clarify, I understand this is a one of the lowest ranking officers, or is he like just a member of the army?
He seems just like infantry unit number 38. You know, it's like it's just.
Perfect. Okay.
His ass.
Gaius looks at you, the rest of you guys, and says, "Well, I must say I expected a bit more of your explanation, but I suppose maybe not that much. But you," looks at you,
Were
Derek.
you expecting more because you thought we would lie, or?
Well, it has come to my attention through extensive research, scouting, and information gathering that some of you love to run your mouth.
No, there was we literally parked our ship straight, like there was really no scouting.
Yes.
We were really just winging it on pure luck.
Right. You, my friend, it looks at you, Derek. You look like you have something to say.
Surrounded by a bunch of blue clothes, not much.
Well, now it would be a best time as any, before you are sent to your cells and await the judgment of a Lord of Storms.
I'm more scared of his daughter than him.
Right. Versi, the Oracle. We are well aware of her betrayal to the Lord of Storms. In due time, everyone will know his greatness. Now,
I have a random question, if I may ask, guys.
looks at you.
I just like to understand, like everyone, because we have friends all over the place, and lots of our friends are even followers of Sidon, and this is also a question I've asked them, just because I like to, understand where people come from. May I ask why you're a believer and follower of Sidon, just so I can understand more?
You look at when you ask that, you see all the other soldiers kind of tense up. Even the Gigan behind Gaius, the 6-arm mountain of a fucking person, kind of looks like, oh shit. Chandra's over on the side. He kind of smirks and puts like a hand on his chin. Gaius looks at you guys and says, "An explanation. Is that what you want?"
If you don't mind, I mean, how are we supposed to make clear decisions and understand people if we don't get multiple different sides of the story,
Kinda looks at you and he does a kind of gesture to some of the soldiers. He says, "You will get your explanation once you're accommodated. Take them away to the cells." And you kind of points at the one guy who has your gear, who is this guy all the way at the far back.
Which guy? Can you ping him? Okay.
He looks at you, he looks at him and says,
Can he have a special icon above his head?
I mean, You won't be seeing him for much longer. Because Gaius says, and you, take whatever confiscated gear you have back to the barracks. We shall have the acolytes review it and see what could be useful for the Lord of Storms. The soldier nods, and you see him walk off away from here. Gaius looks over at the rest of the soldiers and says, "Make no mistake. Though we have this once under our custody, they have allies everywhere. The ship that they arrived on will not be far. In fact, I dare even say that they're already mounting some form of rescue efforts for them. Seeing as these people mean so much for the prophecy. Keep on high alert. The slightest sound, the slightest movement, alert everyone. If any of their troops and ranks so much as set foot on this island, I want as many people as we can put a stop to it. They will hit us with their so-called gods, their so-called friends. But we will let them know that it is not enough, for our conviction is greater. Dismissed. See the soldiers all kind of do like a salute and begin to spread out all over the place. You see some of them seem to go further into the area. Others seem to redouble the guards that you already saw at the front gates. You know, they seem to be spreading out to make just better lookouts. After a while, the only soldiers that remain there with you are the ones that were originally already, you know, the ones that escorted you in. Gaius looks over and says, take him to the cells. One of the soldiers kind of steps up and says, "Sir, I believe we have already a couple of the cells inhabited with prisoners. Make them share," says Gaius. "And you?" Kind of looks at you, Bouxfhades. He looks at you and says, "For now, you will be assigned some degree of, well, cleanup duty. At least until we make sure that you're not a spy."
That's fine. Do the mechanical bulls actually make anything to clean up, or are you talking about different cleanup duty?
If you can't at least understand that much, then I fear for your future in the ranks. Janitorial duty, if I have to be specific.
Yes, sir. And I give him a salute.
He looks over at the soldier next to you and does like a gesture for him to kind of lead you away from this place. The rest of you guys are eventually taken from the courtyard through a series of well, hallways, series of what's it called, of doors, until you are taken to the inside of this well, the Great Library, as it was called. Actually, I'm just gonna very quickly move you through the paths that you would have taken so that you're not all in the dark, so to speak. As the, you know, couple of doors are open, let me start just opening up a couple of doors. Bouxfhades, you yourself are led to what appears to be some form of mess hall of sorts. You can tell just recently a kind of like feast or something was held here. There's not really much. What's it called? There's like used plates that were still here. There's not. It doesn't look that big of a mess, but you're being started off somewhere. You're handed cleaning utensils to to begin your duties as the soldier just kind of stands at the doorway. It's kind of he is assigned to keep an eye on you. Yeah.
I look at the soldier. I say, "Are you like just gonna watch, or are you gonna help, or?"
I was given orders by Commander Gaius, and I intend to follow them to the letter. You're under my supervision for the time being, at least until another position is assigned to you.
Yeah, but you could, even though you're watching me, but you could help to make the cleaning go faster, so we could move on to some, other areas, and maybe we can impress the commander by cleaning up faster than he thought we could.
Those were not my orders.
Okay, man, I'm just trying to improve your ranks, as he said you were pretty low rank. I just figured we could work together to maybe get some better positions than watchdog and janitor.
Bottom feeders will always be bottom feeders.
The rest of you are led further into the building, further away from the mess hall, further into the building, to a very narrow sort of like hallway with the 3 sets of doors that are, well, made out of solid metal. By now, once you enter the... actually, hold on. Let me just move you guys to this hallway over here. Oh, here we go. You are escorted to a point where a couple of soldiers and a seem to be standing guard at the ready in the hallway. You arrive just enough time as a group of prisoners is transferred from one cell to the other. The prisoners in question, or at least the prisoner in question that you see first being transferred, appears to be, well, a kind of chained up tiefling. That seems to have kind of like his hands bound. He seems to have a lot of injuries. Sort of blunt force trauma, it seems. As if this man was like either heavily injured during some form of skirmish, or just straight up, beat up for no reason by the guards. This one is placed on the next cell over, where a other prisoner is already at. A old, disheveled-looking man that seems to be kind of jumpy when the cell door is opened.
Wait.
Yeah?
Is that the old man from Mateus's dream?
You're not sure.
Do we remember what that dude looked like in that dream?
I'll tell you right now, you don't believe this is the guy from the dream.
Okay.
What's it called? The cells in questions are very small. Roughly 10 feet by 10 feet. It's, enough for you to potentially move around, but maybe not enough to make it comfortable for some of you, as soldiers just kind of shove you inside. Drakgar and Derek in one, Exandria on the last one. For now, the map is going to be very dark for you guys, but I do have the spectator mode so you guys can see on the outside and follow Bouxfhades. What's it called?
Damn it.
You guys are, in case it wasn't obvious, well, stripped from your armor, if you had any.
Only one person had armor.
Your weapons, armor, and spellfolk have been removed from you. That includes your holy symbol, Exandria, and your instruments, Derek. As presumably they're sent off to the same place that they send your original equipment to.
Would that include my crown?
It does indeed include your bag of holding and whatever was in it, including the crown.
I have a bag of
Well,
holding.
just it was just an example. If you had any bag of holdings, those are.
Like we have a bag of holding.
If you said to me, I have a bag of holding, I'm like, oh yeah, time to turn this around. Automatically giving me a bag of holding, hell yeah.
What's it called?
How's
Your
the
crown is taken away. While all of
I'm so
this
sad.
is happening, let us cut back to an ally of us that has been taking a back seat pretty badly here.
One man, one lizard. What will
The
they
one hope of the Dawnbringers. The one and only Porunga.
do? And the Liz and Wizzy.
Porunga. You, you know, you yourself, what would Porunga have been doing when he saw all the stuff that was happening, going down? What was his deal? What would he have done?
I feel like he would have followed them like at a distance.
Would he now? How would Porunga have followed the party? Porunga?
I would have got onto the lizard and twin spelled invisible
Alright.
and follow behind them.
You're gonna use another spell slot to twin spell invisibility. Okay. In that case, well, if you would have followed behind the party, then you would be arriving somewhere where I place you down on the map. As I'm gonna put the spectator mode there as well, so y'all can follow. Porunga. Over here.
Hey DM, can I ask a point of information?
Yes.
Out of character. Did in between the time that I got ambushed and now, would you consider any of that a short rest?
I'll say short rest hasn't happened yet. A lot of things happen back to back, so there's no.
I figured. I just wanted to double check because I wanted to know how many superiority die I had. So
hasn't been enough time for stuff to happen yet. So for things to wind down rather. That's what I meant.
Fair enough.
So Porunga, as you would have followed up on the party, you would notice that by the time you get, actually, just for the fuck of it, make me a stealth check with advantage, because you are invisible, and the lizard is invisible. So in that case, I guess both of you make me a stealth check with advantage.
Here we go.
Do I get to roll for Wizzy Lizzy?
Sure.
Oh my god.
Pod broke. Come on, man.
Oh,
Can I use Can I use the guidance to reroll that?
What?
DM, whatever, guidance, whatever. I don't know.
The magical
inspiration. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, magical guidance? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a 21 for.
Yeah, we both got it at one. Oh, 21. Oh, yeah. Yes, Wizzy Lizzy.
What's it called? Sure, I guess. Could you put the ability on the screen just so that it's, people can see what you're talking about? Porunga? Yeah, so roll again.
Alright, 1 second.
So here's what happens. Because the lizard somehow got a better stealth than you. That's why we put dexterity on sorcerers, everybody. You would.
Porunga.
Here's what's gonna happen. So Porunga, you're arriving roughly around the same time that the rest of the party is being led to their cells. you would see as you begin to arrive that already like a formation of guards has been stationed in this front part. You see as one of the captains, seemingly one of the captains, one of the higher ranking looking individuals says, "Alright men, if you thought you were going to have some rest and relaxation today, then think again. As you know, we just so happen to have a intruder situation today, and they no doubt will have allies backing them up. We are to remain here as long as humanly possible until we, well, see anything interesting. At least, that's the official orders. Just the slightest movement, the slightest, well, irregularity, make sure to report it. We stand here as a line of defense, do not forget that." As he says this, another one of those sort of captain-looking individuals, riding on top of one of the metal bulls, begins to make their way past them. And as he says, "Move out of the way. I need to go back to our position. Make sure everything in the garrison is up and running. If anybody starts attacking, we'll be the first to know." As they kind of see him off, he kind of begins to gallop past you, Porunga. But right as he's about to get to, like, right here. Also, by the way, can the rest of you guys actually see from Porunga's perspective?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Yep.
Right as he's about to move past you, what's it called? The movement of the ball kind of throws you off the heavy, metallic steps that it takes around. Kind of throws you a little bit off from Wizard's back, to the point where you make a sound even without really intending to. Like, it could be just as quick as a breath or something else. Like the sound of rustling, whatever it is. As the man stops, like mid-gallop, in the bull, looks over in your general direction. Again, you're invisible, so you're praying that he can't see you. And he's gonna look over and he's gonna squint. I need something to happen here. Because the lizard got a natural 20 on the stealth check. Here's what I can allow. I can allow that the lizard gives me stealth check on Porunga's behalf to see if they, can simmer down, so to speak, Porunga before he gives away the stealth. So,
Lizzie.
Xandri, roll me a stealth check with wizards with advantage.
Oh my god.
I need to check something important because you're contesting against both the soldiers and the Gorgon's perception. Okay. You see as the soldier kind of looks over in that direction, squints, and he just kind of leans back a little bit. The Gorgon underneath him just kind of does like a sort of movement shake of the head as his attention is to be drawn back to the road ahead of him. He says, "Right, we have a job to do," as he just pulls under, moves the reins of the Gorgon's mouth, the Gorgon saddle, and begins to gallop past you. So, Porunga, you would see the formation of guards redoubling their efforts. You see two large watchtowers flanking the main entrance, where there appears to be, well, you can't really tell from this angle, but you believe you may have seen some movement on those watchtowers? Hard to tell. What do you do from here?
I think I'm gonna try to sneak in and try to find their.
How do you sneak in? Because I mentioned the whole entrance has a formation of guards. At least as far as you can tell from the main entrance.
These cliffs over here on the side.
They are, yes, they're kind of cliffs. They have a slight incline to them. Well, not even slight, steep incline. Do you do anything with them?
I was gonna try to like, since Lizard can climb, probably like go through this side, this side right here.
Okay. Now.
And also, did I notice like any of the did I notice any of the guards like carrying their stuff?
No.
Okay, so I would sneak in on this side over here, using Lizard's like climb, like his
Well, here's the thing.
climb thing.
The lizard can do spider climb. You cannot. Neither do you have a saddle that is appropriate to go up vertical surfaces. So here's what you're gonna need me to do. If that's what you want, and your plan is just to hold on to the lizard, you're gonna need to make me. You're gonna need you're gonna need to make me an athletics check.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Jesus.
He's $1 million bull rider.
Yep, be that.
I'm gonna put the little ninja mask.
Is there any way like I can use my rope and like tie myself to him?
That will give you advantage, but you still need to hold on because unless you really make that road that tight, there would still be some slack to it.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Oh my gosh.
Give me just 1 second while I read my notes.
Oh my god.
He falls off and dies. Oopsie, guys. Porunga died.
-1 athletics.
Can I use the GM the GM inspiration?
This is why you go to the gym, guys.
When did I give you gym inspiration? A while back, I think.
I had 2 of them.
They don't stack.
He was Giga Chad.
You gave me one for something and then another one with the group.
Well, they don't stack, but if you still haven't used yours, then you may, if you wish, to re-roll that check.
Okay. Yeah.
No, wait. Better than 2. Come on. Wait, no, wait. He can get worse, right?
I mean, there's always a 1.
Good enough. I'll take
And
it.
11.
Oh my god.
It's better than whatever you got the first time.
Okay, so here's what's happening. As I just need to make sure I got just the size of the elevation correctly. 5. 10. Oof, yeah, that's a steep incline. So if I'm reading my notes correctly, every dotted line you see is a 10 feet increment. So 10, 20, 30, 40 feet. So that would have been a 40-foot fall. If you
Insta die.
it would have failed. Here's the thing: you don't fall, obviously because you tied yourself with a rope. That, mind you, the rope is also invisible because it was on your person when invisibility was casted. However, you do begin to slide off of Wizard as you're like around. Yeah.
Can Wizard wrap his tail around because his tail's back to like try and not like wrap it fully around it, but like kind of like wrap his tail around to his side so there's like kind of like a small like railing that helps him try and stay upright on the saddle?
He may. Make me an athletics check with the wizard.
How the fuck do I do that? What role is
that
that?
would be a strength. That would be a strength check with
Strength?
with wizard.
Okay.
Oh.
That's so slippery.
So here's what happens.
Oh my god.
Porunga, as you're like halfway through the incline, you feel yourself sliding off. You know, thankfully you gave yourself the lifeline, so to speak, of the, you know, of the rope. But at some point you begin to just kind of like, steer off to the side, and Lizard has to kind of use their tail to try and pull you, but it doesn't quite reach to you. You fall technically off the saddle, but the rope then strains itself to as you begin to dangle a little bit off the side. You hear some voices coming from the watchtower next to this area. Kind of like, you hear that? After a while, you can kind of pull yourself back onto Wizard's saddle, but you now hear footsteps of the however many soldiers are inside this watchtower. I'll say you have like 6 or so seconds to do something before they begin to start coming in. You're still invisible, by the way. Just letting you know.
I'm gonna start making my way over here.
Okay. Start making your way over there. You did saw your allies get put into that building, but you don't know exactly where they are, just so you know. Alright, so while this is happening, let's go back to the rest of the party. What's it called? You guys have been placed on your respective cells. I'm gonna just put the spectator mode on everybody so that y'all can see each other's cells for time being. What's it called? You guys will be put roughly here for a couple of minutes until after a bit you hear the sound of footsteps come down the corridor that you were brought in. You see one of the soldiers kind of do like a salute, and then you see as Gaius seems to walk into the hallway with the cells. Gaius kind of looks at the soldier and seems to gesture to him to get the fuck out of the way, and the soldier just complies. He moves away, closing the door of the cell block behind him, as it seems that he has left you guys alone here with Gaius. The doors of your cells, by the way, they are almost fully solid metal, except for a slight window towards the upper part of it that just barely allows you to see a little bit outside. Roughly, I'll say like a foot wide by a foot wide by a foot tall. What's it called? Gaius then kind of stands here at the middle of the hallway and says, "Well, you wanted to hear my story? I'm here to share it with you. Assuming you're not too preoccupied," as he says when he looks at your cells.
Ha ha.
No, I definitely still want to hear your side, of course. It is actually really important.
Get my beauty sleep, but maybe next time.
What's it called? Gaius looks over, and through the little windows in the cell doors, looks over at you guys, Derek and Drakgar, as he says, "Something tells me that even after I tell you my story, you're still not going to fully grasp or understand it. But that's fine enough. So, seeing
I
as
mean,
you...
can we ask questions if we have questions afterwards?
He looks at you, doesn't answer that comment, but he does kinda essentially like, what? And he says, seeing as you have certainly spoken quite a lot, especially during the meeting with the king back at Mitrus, I suppose, for a change, hearing someone else's voice wouldn't be too hard on you. On, well, most of you. As he looks over at Derek through the little window.
Wow,
Right.
bark.
Right.
Please ignore him.
Well, here's the thing. I cannot ignore any of you. Because though, in fact, I believe that... Punching the lead, don't do it. He says, though in fact, I do not believe for a second the so-called prophecy that the Oracle has imparted upon all of you. My lord seems to believe that you are actually a potential threat. One that must be snuffed out before they can actually do anything of note. So, no, by definition of my position and my orders, I cannot ignore any of you. But on to the matter that I came here to discuss. Maybe after hearing my story, you will know which side is the correct one. You see, in my youth, I used to live in a small village. It's not on any map that you may know. It was on the north of the mainlands of Thylea, far away from most of the influence of anything really. Of the five gods, of the Lord of Storms. Yes, of course, some of us did in fact turn to praise the five, but, well, most villages nowadays do that. Everything was idyllic. I thought my life was planned from the start. That I would just grow up, work the fields, maybe if I really wanted to make the pilgrimage across the land and make it to one of the big major cities, Astoria, Mitrus, Aricia. But as it turns out, the world will have different plans for me. One day, I wake up to a burning sensation in my nose. Smoke. Fire. The village was burning, set ablaze by a group of no-lives, low-lives who thought themselves that they could just do whatever they want because that was the freedom that was earned to them. The freedom that they gained through that war against the Titans. They weren't centaurs, they weren't minotaurs, they were humans. Half-elves, dwarves. Those supposedly on the correct side, descendants of those who sided with the Dragonlords and the Five during the war. In the blink of an eye, I lost hundreds of people. And the world and the gods just watched. But there was one that didn't just stood there and watched. After the assailants were done cutting down my family, after they were done pillaging the village, after they were done setting ablaze the last building, and on their way out, I thought that would be the end of it. And my end would come by burning away in an inferno. But then, rain. It started raining. Water from the heavens snuffed out the flames that were to consume me. I knew that this was a sign, that there was someone out there who was watching. When I finished crawling my way out of the rubble, it was there where I see it. I see him, Lord Siren. He was the one that through his actions drove away those low lives. It was through him, through his enlightenment, that I later got the tools to brought those who did this to justice. Not through the intervention of some so-called god of battle, or a goddess of wisdom, or a god of the forge, but through the Lord of Storms. His rain washed away my wounds, and the light that crackled from the skies shined on upon my destiny. From then on, I decided to devote my life to following his guidance, because I knew that a world where the people used this so-called earned freedom to do what they did to my village is not a world that deserves to continue. The world that will be brought about by the Lord of Storm is one of order, of peace. One where no other kid will have to suffer as I have. So that's why I do what I do.
I see. Gaius,
He looks at you.
so you want a world where people can live in peace and children don't have to fear about losing their family, and families don't have to fear losing their home due to the arrogance of people who believe they are above the law.
I'm certain all of you have grown up hearing about why the battle against the Titans was fought. How it was a battle to earn the freedom, the right to live of the immortal races. Well, it is precisely through that freedom, so-called freedom, that was earned, that there were people like that, who believe the world belonged to them, who believe that they can just do as they please. Sure, none of you may have burned down villages. At least, not to my knowledge. But
No,
doing
definitely.
all of this, walking around as if you owned the place, thinking that it was within your right to assault my fort, to hurt my men, just because you could?
I have a serious question for you. When
Ask me.
Sidon resurrects the Titan, what do you think will happen to those men and their wives and their children
Wait, hold on.
on farms and in cities
When Sidon what? I think you...
when the Titans resurrect?
well, just an aside. Sidon 30 are alive. They're you know, they're
Well,
just...
I know they're alive, but about finally start walking again.
Okay. So your question was when the Titans, finally
Wake up.
finally gain back control, wake up, whatever. What would happen to what?
What does he think? Okay, so when the Titans finally wake up and they're walking again, what do you think is going to happen to those children and their mothers and their fathers and those farms and villages that are innocent? Do you think what do you think the Titans are going to do? How do you think Sidon's going to help protect them?
He looks at you and says, if they follow his guidance as I have, then they have nothing to fear. If they just
Do you
follow the order laid out by the Lord of Storms, then they will live better lives, away from sense of conflict, of fear, of uncertainty. The world as it stands right now, the world the Five will lead you to believe is the better one, is one when you will never know when you will receive a knife on your back for doing whatever it is you wish to do.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Just because they're my family doesn't mean that I worship them. There's a reason why I call them dad, grandpa, aunt, uncle. I don't try to put them on a pedestal. I know they are on a pedestal, but I personally try to see them as family and just family because I know they've done wrong in their past. I personally hate the Dragonlord. I despise all of them, including the one in the cell next to us. We keep begging and begging for him to stop trying to act like them, but it fails every time. It falls on deaf ears. Even his wife has told him to drop them, and he refuses. The Dragonlords were garbage, and I'm ashamed that they were once considered heroes, because they weren't. They didn't put the safety and the priority of the people in front of them. And our group, so far, all we care about is making sure everybody gets to live. We have ran across many different races, Centaurs. Cassie just forgot what the other class is called.
Centaurs.
What are
Centaurs, Minotaurs? What are you trying to say?
Minotaurs? Okay, yeah, Minotaurs. I was like Centaurs. I was like, oh shit, it rhymes with Centaur. What is it? We've ran across Centaurs. We've helped Centaurs. We've helped rescue their people. We've ran across Minotaurs. We've helped break their oaths so they can go back to their families and be happy. We've ran across dryads and satyrs. We've ran across. I can't say we've ran across elves yet, though. That
You have
I
met
don't
a
think I've
couple
seen
of
an
elves.
elf yet.
You have met a
We
couple
have?
of elves. They're just,
Who are the elves?
I mean, in living in society with all the humans and dwarves.
Okay,
and,
okay.
Like
Okay.
they're just regular people.
I gotcha. I can't say I've ran into any elves of like super importance, other than like ones just walking amongst the streets. We've made friends with, I believe, Cyclops. It's a Cyclops, right?
Yes.
We've saved Cyclops. Like, our goal is we just want a world where everybody can live amongst everybody and not be judged or harassed or attacked or diminished because of something that happened such a long time ago that it honestly just doesn't have anything to do with them. A world where people's ancestors don't predict how society treats them. My sister, who's read in Astoria, uh, is also trying to work towards a future like this as well. Um, and you're saying that this is something that Sidon is trying to accomplish? May I ask, do you even know what his like I guess the new order of things? Do you even know what those would be? May I know them?
He looks at you. And there's kind of like this frown, I guess. Well, a bit of a redundancy because he's always almost frowning. But he says it starts for once with the removal of the current order of things. Once that oath of peace disappears, everything goes into effect. We will move upon the cities of the world, starting with the pride and joy of the mainland, Mitros.
And moving upon the land, like, what exactly does that mean? Are you going to be killing people just because they believed in a different god?
No, of course not. We don't slaughter civilians.
Okay.
We'll move
Are
on
you
to it, and
sure?
we will move on to it and dethrone the current leaders, Queen Valus
Oh,
and King Acastus. Either they will choose to submit, or they will fall.
well, I mean, between you and me, I absolutely hate my step uncle, so that's fine. I don't care.
If everything goes according to plan, there will be no unnecessary bloodshed. But
Okay,
I
well, that's
guarantee
good.
you, there will be those foolish enough that choose to not accept the guidance of the Lord of Storms. We'll try our best
Okay.
to reason with them.
So back to the Titans. How is he going to make sure the Titans don't, you know, kill anyone?
Question mark? He kind of raised an eyebrow.
Yo, no, her face was a pure question mark expression, my bad.
Like he's looking at you like raising an eyebrow, like questioning what do you mean? Like,
Like, when the Titans are walking around, how are they going to be peaceful? Are they not going to want to fight? Or like I don't understand that part of the picture. That they're huge. They're already moving. They're active.
he says,
When they're walking around across Dylea, how will that come to be? Are you sure they're not going to accidentally inflict harm? There's not going to be any fighting.
it seems your knowledge is more limited than I thought. They will. Well, I couldn't care less what the Lady of Dreams Lutheria may be able to do. But as far as
Oh,
the
oh,
promised...
oh. Speaking of Lutheria, you guys said you don't want to kill people. Then how is he okay with Lutheria sacrificing children and people by ending their lives? Where does that play into Sidon's plan? Because his wife is killing people
Her
actively
followers are killing people.
on behalf of her say-so.
I do not like them any more than you do. If it was
Because
up to me,
we have saved a lot of people.
if it was up to me, I would have them all banished somewhere else. Or, better yet, incarcerated. Including that
Okay.
Chandras fellow. I do not like him. But that's besides the point.
Same. I don't like him. I don't like him either.
But
I like him.
But that's besides the point. If there's anyone who can placate Lutheria's lust for blood, if you want to call it that, it would be the Lord of Storms. Although, with the state of the Oath of Peace, seeing as he cannot exert his full power, well, there's only so much he can do to stop Lutheria herself.
Okay, and then
In the world of order that will be brought about by the Lord of Storms, things like this will be an inconvenience, a thing of the past.
So Sidon doesn't agree with his wife's because she's specifically trying to kill kids,
In
which we
truth,
keep having to rescue.
Truth,
And I know you said
in truth, I cannot say whether or I cannot say what the true machinations of the mind of my lord are. At least, well, not the ones that he has yet to tell me. Everyone
Okay.
has, well, thoughts that they keep to themselves. I'm certain my lord has a plan. In fact, he shared some of it with myself. But again, it all starts with the downfall of those who would pretend to be deities in this world. Now,
also,
go ahead.
please don't take this the wrong way, but it was very, very smart of Sidon to save you. And what I mean by that is you obviously lost your city and your family and your friends, and I apologize for that. I truly do wish someone in my family was able to step up, but they didn't. I don't know the reason why. I am not them. I do know if my companions and I were able to do something about that, we would. We would never want to know that a city is being destroyed for such false heroes that lived in the past. Just the thought of that is absolutely sickening. But it was smart of Sidon to chase them out and extinguish the flames for you. Because your heart was already being spiked with the resentment of the Dragonlords, which it should. I'm not saying it should. It definitely should have. And are you sure Sidon didn't just take the opportunity to raise and groom the perfect weapon, so to speak, to essentially do what he cannot do because he has no presence in the realm like he used to at the moment?
Are you absolutely sure that Sidon is not using you? Are you sure? I'll go by your word because I don't know Sidon. But are you personally?
Expression becomes noticeably angered as he says, "Do you question the kindness of my lord? Do you think I'm just a tool to him? Do you in the same way that all of you are tools for the five? What about all of you? Have you not once questioned your path? Have you not
literally
once
daily.
have you not believed that you were raised into the perfect environment to be where you are today? How about you?" He kind of looks into the other cell to you, Drakgar, and says, "You who were raised to be a mountain of muscle in the shape of a man. You who have possessed that much of a strength. You only needed to be pointed in a particular direction and you will swing your axe wildly. It just so happens that direction was pointed towards us by the gods. And you, looking at Derek, you who cling on so much to the past, you who claim to have one day will get your luster, your days of glory back, who are very quick to question and insult the current structure of things and yet offer no solution. And you, looking back at you, Exandri, you who were the product of some form of, well, divine coincidence, raised into a loving household, and now standing here, following a doubtful prophecy that will lead you down a path of destruction.
We are following a prophecy, but I think you also, just like we also, it's both-sided. I question my relatives daily. I hurt their feelings on a daily basis. I piss them off to the point where they don't talk to me because I like to ask questions. I like to understand and know both sides of the story. And it's something that I've always tried to do, which is why I'm grateful you're down here talking to us. Truly, this has been a eye-opening and really well understanding of your side. But please don't think that we are just blindly following this oath. Every person we run into, every person, especially the ones who are following Sidon, we've always made it very apparent that we are curious to know their side of the story, to know why they follow Sidon, and we've never once told them not to. We've never once told them to switch gods. We've never degraded Sidon, well, except for Derek, but we just honestly can't control him. But we've never tried to sway anybody to our side. We've never told somebody to worship one of the five gods, not once. Though, honestly, to be honest, I don't think we really even ran into any issues with Sidon personally, except for when he was attacking my troop. For some reason, So speaking of that, so you said he doesn't want to kill people, but he was attacking Mitros. Did he not care about the people that he hurt?
Mitros wasn't an
And
attack. It was a warning.
but a very lethal and deadly warning to civilians who can't ward off a giant lightning man. People were hurt. Homes were destroyed. A couple people died.
Yes. And those who survived were taken in by our order. Because we know the type of situations that they live in Mitros. Have you seen the lower districts? Have you seen how they treat tieflings,
Yes,
half-orcs,
yes.
dragonborns?
Which is why instead of like, trying to figure out stuff about Sidon while we were in Mitros, we literally did our best to help rebuild and fix the Cassie forgot the name of the word of it, slums. We literally tried to fix the slums. I literally donated hundreds of gold to help rebuild buildings. I donated hundreds of gold to make sure everyday food would be distributed down there.
Were you ever told that the storm could have been avoided had King Acastus just bent the knee?
No, you want to know why? Because I hate my fucking uncle. And he doesn't talk to me.
Then I believe you have a lot to discuss with him.
He, talking to him, it's more beneficial to talk to a rock.
And on that note, he looks at you, Derek. Out there, I asked if you had something in mind, and you held back. But I have a very good grasp on reading people. Or at least that's what my men say behind my back.
Oh, before Derek replies to any of your questions, please know that his replies only reflect on him and him himself, as the party has strong conflict with him, and we have deliberately been debating about asking him to no longer be a part of the oath due to the fact of his actions.
Well,
Because he really wants to kill people, and we're against that. So please, whatever he says,
you,
he is accounted for it, not us.
well, to that I say that if he was really acting against all of you, he wouldn't be on the same cell as all of you. Now, Derek, was it? Speak your mind. For it might be the last time you get the chance to do something like that before the Lord of Storms casts judgment upon all of you.
Well, you do know I was in the middle of the whole conflict centuries ago, correct?
So I've been told by Chandrus. He has made a lot of research on all of you, and what he has shared with me is intriguing.
So you get that I was there first-handed, and I saw all the events that transpired when we first arrived to this great land from a distant land. We arrived here.
So you claim?
Yes, we'll say like that. So we claim that when we arrived here, we saw how people were treated and mistreated by your so-called god.
He looks at you and says, "That is the stories they say, but, well, we have documentation that proves otherwise. Or at the very least, that's what Chandras claims."
Oh, but at least you have a living historian right here who was there the whole time. Guess what? I helped free some of those people who were under ruthless control from kings that followed the orders of your so-called god. What you're saying is that, oh, he'll bring peace to everybody. No. I was there. I freed those people. Everything else that happened. When I got here, those people were treated horribly, no matter who they were. So-called God wants to bring peace. You think they want to bring peace? What I saw was horrible.
Right. And what the Dragonlords did was not horrible. The stories are very clear, you know. Telemark Archelander, Estor Archelander, the black sheep of the Dragonlords, causing massacres left and right.
2 out of 6 was 2 out of 6 is not that bad.
Wait,
Much you can do.
What do you say there while I was talking?
2 out of 6 is not that bad. 4 out of 6 good people out of 2. That's not bad. Yeah, they were the black sheep of our group. Us leading the revolt against your god. We acquired many friends, many allies of all different species. Tieflings, probably same guys as Drakgar over here. I forget what kind of person he is. I don't know. Basically, all less, he helped many people. And of course, what fell between us and the many Dragonlords that had to perish, and of course my situation where I was stolen in the middle of the battle before Great War for the final battle by the Oracle. Very tough. My psyche, since I know that I have all my friends are dead. The only good side about it is I don't have Damon. Other than that, I'm still a broken man. Lost everything. The time he's lost with his friends is gone. Now I have a chance to give my friends this final blessing that us, for our order, not long has perished. For me to fell, so-called God, would mean everything to us. Now I've been here in this cell, captured by you guys. Don't know what's in store with me anymore. Just know that my spirit will not be destroyed by you guys. To ever get out of here. Understand this?
That almost made sense. Almost.
Close enough. That's the best I can do, sorry.
I heard the stories about all of you. Well, about you. Kinda looking at you, Derek. How you were very self-righteous. And I must say, the stories didn't do it justice. I believe we're done here. Enjoy these moments of peace here. For who knows how long those will last. Once again, we will not harm you. Unless you force our hands. He turns her. Hold on. Drakgar asks after he's done chatting with her, why the cast inside now? Why not just go for cast? He says, once again, it was an attack. It was a warning. Acastus was given plenty of chances to, well, surrender the city to the Lord of Storms. But he would not budge. And the reason why Acastus could not be harmed is because some buildings, including his palace, have a particular blessing on them. They are by technicality partially blessed by the goddess Mitros, or so they say. Therefore, an assault on them doesn't work, so long as the oath of peace remains. Now, I must bid you all farewell. As he turns around, begins to walk away. When he opens the doors, he kind of lets in another group of guards as they begin to stand watch here. as we cut back to Bouxfhades.
Grabbing the floor.
Bouxfhades, what would you have actually been doing while put on cleaning duty by the Order of Siren?
Singing. Days got me working. No, I would probably be trying to look around and kind of figure out anything I could figure out about where I'm at, what's in the building, those kind of things.
Well, you are moved around the couple of segments of the building. You're not just kept at the mess hall. You're moved
Well,
around.
that's what I figured. That's why I was just, trying to get a lay of the land, basically, and figure out everything I can figure out. I assume at some point they're going to take me to the barracks to change uniforms, and I'm kind of hoping that will happen.
You are well. First of all, there's not much to tell in the mess hall. It's just as you would imagine, large table, lots of plates, very nondescript room. The room outside of the mess hall is one that is more akin to a lobby area of sorts. There is a large, sort of like almost fresco-like painting that is patterned all over the wall. There is a what's it called? There is a sort of the artwork seems to depict what appears to be a great fleet of ships. The ships have like flags that seem to bear the insignia of Sidon, obviously, and they seem to be approaching a city that looks very familiar to a certain city it looks familiar to Mitros. There is a large sort of text, I guess, that is written towards the top of the mural that says, "Glory to Sidon. For the oath of peace is ending, and the age of order will come." Not much to tell about this room for a moment, unless you ask anything to the soldier or whatever.
I'll go ahead and I'll look at the soldier and say, "Hey, man, that's a pretty interesting artwork. Is there anything you can tell me about it?"
He looks at you and does kind of like this gesture of like keep cleaning, but he does begin to talk as he says, "The commander had some of us collectively painted, as it were. It is supposed to be a sign of things to come."
That's pretty neat. I like the whole group of arts and crafts aspect of the job. That's pretty cool.
Don't get too used to it. I suppose Commander Gaius is less interested in the arts and crafts and more on, well, actually I don't know.
He doesn't give y'all any information about his plans or anything. He just expects y'all to follow him to do whatever he
No,
says.
he tells us the plans, yes. He doesn't tell us his personal life. If the stories are correct, then his room is actually very barren, barring his bed and a writing desk, and that's about it. Well, we're not allowed in there inside.
Well, I mean, I kind of assumed that, considering it's his like private area, but that's cool. This place looks pretty clean. Why don't we move on to the next room?
He gestures for you to follow. What's it called? There's, the actual workload, I guess, with it is not actually that great. It's as if this place is regularly being kept clean and renovated. You're just, if anything, you're just giving the final few like details, I guess, to the place. Again, they seem to be having like a very clean work environment, to put it one way. What's it called? You are led around this other segment. What's it called? you see as the man stares into this next great hall to your right, but then he kind of steers away from it and says, "Not that place. Through here."
Wait, which way? I missed it did like a weird lag thing.
Over here.
Sorry.
Can you see this place?
Oh yeah, over here.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's not.
He stared over at this large hall. Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, he stared over at this large hall and says, "Not that way. Through here," as he gestures for another place.
I try to look that way as best as possible to kind of get an idea of what it might be.
You make me a perception check. "21. You lean your head over, to the side, looking past the series of pillars into the large room. You notice it appears to be some form of temple, perhaps. It's kind of hard to tell at first, but you notice a large sort of like statue of a bearded man with 3 eyes and a large sort of like glaive on his right hand. How familiar would you say Bouxfhades is with, the symbology of the Titans?
None at all.
In that case, make me a religion check.
Okay.
12. I mean, even with a 12, I'll say you have heard good enough that you realize this may be like a form of like temple to Sidon. The imagery of a bearded man with 3 eyes and a glaive, that's more or less telltale of the Lord of Storms. It seems to be pretty empty from, what you can see through here. Almost as if like people are actually just not allowed to be there. What's it called? That the soldier does kind of say, "Hey, keep up."
Okay, I continue to follow the soldier, and while we're walking, I ask him some more ridiculous questions, like, "Hey, so you get like free healthcare with this gig, or what's the benefits look like?"
He looks at you and says, "What we have is provided by our efforts. The whole island contributes in keeping this place up and running. Do you not know at least that much?"
No, like I said, I came because I heard you guys were trying to do some good out here, and I was trying to do some good myself, so I figured I'd come find you guys and join up.
He for a moment looks like he was gonna lead you into the this large sort of building up north. You can't exactly tell from this area what it is, but it looks like maybe it could be an important place. He, however, seems to do like a weird sort of like turn and leads you over to the side. He says, "These are the barracks. You will be, well, right now we would be during sleeping hours, but because of the intruder situation, people should be a little bit more active here. Hopefully they do not bother you during your duties." As he opens up the door to the barracks, you see what appears to be a large sort of like antechamber, in the room. You see two soldiers that seem to both sort of like double team this kind of, they're kind of like trying to push down on this chest. As one of the guys is kind of like pushing with his arms, the other's kind of like trying to like push it down with one of his legs. As the man says, "Damn, why do they have this many stuff on them?" You notice for a brief glimpse before the chest is properly closed, a padlock put on it rather. A couple of things that stand out to you. You see a large sort of like hilt that could belong to some form of great axe. You see the strings of some form of instrument. You now
Ripped.
you remember that this guy, his face kind of stands out to you. He appears to be the same guy who took away the equipment. He seems to have been struggling putting it all into a chest and needed a little bit of help. By the time you open the door, they're just barely able to kind of push it down and put like a padlock on it. Alright, that's that. They kind of turn around and see you and the other guy at the doorway. One of them says, right, the new guy. Sure, janitorial duty, I guess. Go ahead, this place is a mess.
Yeah, just here to clean up, and if it looks like you guys could actually use some muscle, we're kind of struggling with that chest there a little bit.
It's harder than it looked like, I promise. As the
I'll take your word on it.
As the soldier just kind of leads you into the barracks, you see a rows of beds, bunks upon bunks and various soldiers kind of just seemingly performing some form of routine maintenance on their gear. Using oil to, oiling up their weapons, make sure the straps of their armor are like properly maintained, replacing any who may suffer of wear and tear. There's these guys seem to be getting ready for anything really. What's it called?
Did I by chance see which of them had the key when they put the padlock on?
It appears it was handed over to the other guy who was helping the original guy who grabbed your gear.
Got it. It was it this chest here, or was it one of these two?
You're not sure if just one or if they put it on all of them. Split up the gear in all three chests. But at the very least, you saw some gear being placed on the middle one.
The middle. Okay. Cool. For the time being, I'm going to start cleaning, and just as I clean, I'm going to pay attention to the people, the conversations, what they're doing, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to observe.
Okay. Okay. In that case, make me like a perception check. You overhear a couple of conversations. Most of them are what you would expect. Stuff like, this intruder situation is pretty crazy. I wonder if they have reinforcements, just how many of them would there be? You think they might be trying to pull a fast one on us. Is this all a ruse? They're trying to distract us while something else happens. Cause come on, they can't be that stupid to just have all of the so-called heroes just walk into our base, right? There's similar conversations to that you begin to hear. What's it called?
Stupid, okay.
Nothing quite of interest until you happen to catch one conversation that seems to be between two of the two soldiers that are kind of side by side each other. One of them says something like, "Hey, I was doing some patrol the other day next to the library, and I could have sworn I overheard that Chandra's fellow talk to someone. Thing is, when I leaned over, there was nobody there. You don't think he, started going crazy?" The other soldier kind of says, "No, he's like a mage, right? He can probably, I don't know, make deals with devils or something. I don't know, I would steer away from that guy if I were you. Sounds very sketchy to me." The other soldier just kind of shrugs and says, I wonder what type of things can demons tell you. You think they have arcane secrets, or is it just gossip? Such and such skipped out on the tab the other day. The other guy just looked at him like, "What the fuck are you saying?" Just kind of dude, just get back to work. And the conversation just kind of dies out after that.
Okay. During all of this, the guy who had the key on him, does he keep it on his person, or does he put it somewhere in the
He
barrack?
does seem to keep it on his person. He doesn't place it down anywhere. He seems to keep it around his waist at all times, kind of towards like the right side of it. He seems to be the squad captain, I guess, of the people currently in the barracks. Just kind of overseeing them, maintain their gear. He himself seems to be, like polishing his armor and the like. Making everything just look nice and tidy. What's it called? Do you do anything, or do you continue playing up the ruse?
I'm gonna continue to clean the barrack, slowly. Well,
Okay.
and I'm kind of hoping that some of the people will move out of the barracks.
Okay, so I'll say over the next couple of minutes, you begin to
I'm trying
see.
to like wait them out. You know what I mean?
All right, I'll say over the next couple of minutes, you begin to see how some of the soldiers just kind of seem to ready up their gear, and they seem to be starting to head out. A couple of them, at least. The squad captain seems to just kind of, give them a quick brief on what their duty is supposed to be. He says something along the lines of, "Right, men, I know you're tired, but right now it's more important than ever that we maintain a close watch. We can't allow anything to go weird, at least for a night. Maybe in the morning you'll earn some rest, but for now you're keeping watch. Is that clear?" "Yes, sir." The soldiers kind of nod along, and they begin to start heading out in pairs to, perhaps patrol the area. By the time by the time everything is said and done, the most of the soldiers have cleared out, with the exception of the guy who took the gear and the guy who has the key. The guy who has the key tells the other guy, "I was told by the commander that you should take some rest. You earned it, soldier." So the guy just kind of nods along, and he seems to just find his own bunk and lay down. The other captain looks over at you, Bouxfhades, and says, "And you, recruit? Just continue doing as you were."
Okay. I'm gonna. Can I try to persuade him to? I want to try to ask him to hand me the key to the equipment chest so that I can clean them thoroughly. I want to do a persuasion with a commanding presence. Because I have to make sure that the chests are nice and clean. Because my duty was to clean the barracks very thoroughly.
How would you word that? How would you word that potential persuasion?
I would tell him, "Hey, sir, I was just wondering, is there any way I could get that key? I was told to clean the barracks as thoroughly as humanly possible to prove my worth. So I'd really like to make sure everything's just spick and span, if that's okay."
Make me a persuasion check.
I'm going to use one of my superiority die for my commanding presence. Let me put it. Where is it at? Hold on. Where's my commanding presence? Oh, it did something weird. That's weird. Okay. Persuasion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And then 1d8.
Your battle die, yeah. Or superiority die, my bad.
I'm trying to get the measure thing to go. There we go.
19.
19?
The soldier looks at you and says, "Yeah, nice try, rookie. Hey, you, catch," as he turns to the other soldier and tosses the key at them. The guy who's like your handler, basically. He says, "Make sure he doesn't try anything funny." As the soldier just nods along, the captain seems to head out himself, away out of the barracks. The other soldier looks at you, kind of like narrows his eyes a little bit, and says, You were never told to clean the inside of the equipment chests."
I was just trying to be thorough, because I'm trying to prove myself here, make everyone think that I'm worthwhile. So I'm just, doing everything I can.
Hmm.
Just trying to go the extra mile, as you would say.
I'll be watching you. As he kind of
That's understandable.
puts the key like around his waist.
And is this the guy with the dot or the guy above the
No,
door?
this is the guy above you in the doorway.
Okay. Cool.
This is the guy I was assigned to be your lookout man, basically. Uh,
All right. Well, then I'll be like, well, if you're not going to let me clean the chests, then I guess we're done in this room. Let's continue.
he looks at you and says, "All right, but hands where I can see them while I open them. Not gonna open them all at the same time, by the way. One at a time should do good enough."
That's fine. I just want to clean them up really quick.
He looks at you as he walks over. He makes sure to not really give you his back, because again, he was told, hey, always keep an eye on this guy. He just kind of looks over and begins to put a key on the first chest. Eventually you hear the click sound of the chest being open, the padlock, my bad, being open, and then the chest lid flings open.
What do I see inside?
What do you see inside? You see a lot
As
of.
I walk up to clean. Obviously, like I said, I was going to do. But what do I see while I'm cleaning?
You see a lot of personal effects, presumably from the soldiers themselves. Personal items of no particular interest, and you see that a segment of the chest has only been divided by like a plank of wood, and on the divided part, it's actually gold and silver, separated into neat, organized, stacked, stacks rather. You see roughly what appears to be like kind of hard to tell at the moment, but you believe it's easily a little bit over the 100 mark of gold, and same with the silver.
I do like a little woo. Yeah, y'all. Does this show like you're go out and drink, have fun, or what's up with that?
He looks at you and says, "They're savings for some of us, but also situational money."
Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Well, let's move on to the next chest.
He looks over to the other chest. He closes. Well, make sure to lock that chest first of all. He doesn't just like leave it open or anything like that. He walks over.
He did lock it.
He did lock it. He did lock it again.
Okay.
You see as he then opens the next chest, and seems to the chest. This was the one that you saw the other guys like struggled with closing the lid. This one seems to have a couple of things. It seems they've stored personal effects of the soldiers, but in the divided segment of the the chest, because again all they just have like this little plank of wood that kind of divides them by half. There appears to be quite a number of things that you believe may belong to your allies. You see what appears to be a necklace that perhaps has some form of holy symbol to it. You see kind of shoved in a very awkward angle what appears to be like this great axe that has been more or less how do I put it? It seems to have been shoved at an awkward angle where a part of it was clearly using the space of the lid to actually fit. So when the lid is open, it kind of like seems to topple over and fall a little bit. There's another necklace there that you don't quite recognize, but it seems to have some kind of like fish fins almost. There is a small mace. There is a hunting trap. You believe this is mostly, Drakgar stuff, with the exception of the holy symbol that seems to be Exandri's.
Got it. Is the lock to the chest still on the chest, or is he holding it in his hand?
He is holding it in his hand.
Okay. I'm going to, I'm gonna ask him and say, are these like spoils of war, or do y'all get to keep that kind of stuff?
We're keeping
Or
them. We're keeping them here until we can have the acolytes take a look at them.
who are the acolytes?
They are the ones who work in the Great Library. He kind of gestures at the building that you went past when you were going to the barracks.
Got it. Okay. Be like, are they like important people or something? Or...
They are the ones that are the record keepers of the library, but they do have some rudimentary magics.
That's pretty neat. Um, okay, cool. I guess we're done here. Let's move over to the next chest.
He makes sure to lock this one as well. The next one has a couple more miscellaneous items. You see what appears to be the short bow that, again, you presume was the one that Exandri had. You see, well, two crowns of sorts, a hand crossbow, some form of strange, sort of like a stone of sorts that is roughly shaped on in the shape of an ear. There's a ring in there somewhere that has a strange sort of like wooden-like texture to it. There's a harp, a lute. There's two lutes. One that looks a little bit fancier than the other. There's daggers. There's armor, both medium and light. This seems to have been a little bit more miscellaneous, whereas the other one had like weapons and, potential spell foci.
Got it. Okay. I continue to clean the chest and just inventory what's in there while I'm cleaning, without actually touching it to raise any suspicion. I do peek as I'm getting up from the chest after cleaning it. I do peek behind me. Is the guy in the bed asleep, or is he just sitting on his bed, like getting ready to lay down?
He does seem to have, he seems to have just finished taking off his armor, and he's like laying down to rest. So
Got it.
He has like no weapons, no armor. They're all kind of neatly stashed on this little coffer next to the not a little coffer, kind of like more like a chest of sorts next to the bunk. He himself seems to just kind of start laying down onto one of the bunk beds.
Got it. I'm gonna look at the soldier that's standing next to me and say, "Hey, so am I gonna get like a uniform or anything, or am I just gonna keep wearing my like civilian clothes over here?"
You will be given your set of gear in due time, alongside shall we call it coat of arms of the Order of Sidon, the blue cloak you've seen everybody wear.
Well, just know I'm a 32 inseam. Okay, make sure you get that part right, because that's important. I don't need any chafing.
Probably have something that is to your measurements. I of course will have to have that arranged tomorrow morning, because right now the whole place is in alert.
Yeah, so can you give me any more information on what really happened there? And I start like cleaning a different area of the room while we talk.
Well, you were there. You heard Commander Gaius say that the current intruders that were apprehended were, the so-called heroes of prophecy. Dawnbringers, I believe they call themselves. Strange name. I don't believe any of them have anything to do with light, or sunlight for that matter. Well...
Yeah, I agree with you there. That's a weird-ass name.
Regardless, however, they will be put to the cells on the previous building. And after that, it'll be up to the Lord of Storms to decide their fate. Whether that comes before the morning or after, that will be left to be said.
Yeah, it sucks to be them, I guess. When do I get to? Will I get to see the big guy again anytime soon, or am I just a grunt for now again?
Commander Gaius. I suppose if you have anything important to report to him, you may be able to contact him. He mostly
No, nothing at the moment.
he mostly frequents his personal quarters, the Temple of Sidon, and sometimes you may find him in the courtyard training with the rest of the troops or his dragon.
Oh, that'd be super cool to try to train with him. I'd like to see where I measure up.
I tell you right now, you are not there yet. None of us are.
Fair enough. It was worth the thought, you know. But anyway, back to the story you were telling me. So tell me a little more about you guys. Like, what do y'all, what's y'all's goal? I know you said that you know the plan, but I don't know anything about it.
Well, right now what you need to know is that once this oath to peace disappears, we will be moving out from here. Mass mobilization of troops towards the city of Mitros. Hopefully, it'll be a bloodless takeover. We'll just move in, take in for the new management, and, well, do expect some degree of fighting. The forces of the Five are resilient.
Well, let me tell you, I'm no stranger to war, and I don't think I've ever seen a bloodless takeover. So it'd be pretty impressive if that's the case.
Yes, well, obviously, prevent your blade from hitting the flesh of the innocent, and you shall be good.
Yeah. Dodge the civilians, dodge the blue uniforms. I got the gist of it. I've been in war before.
Have you now? Where have you fought?
Oh, I come from a really small island in the Forgotten Sea, and it was more of a civil war, petty squabble kind of thing.
He raises an eyebrow. He says, right. Well, if you've never been to Mitros, then you are missing out. The sights are incredible. That's where the rest of our order is at. Well, it is an interesting metropolis. Too bad that this current king is a bit of a hard ass, and the queen is.
I've heard that.
And the queen is, well, very oblivious to her people's suffering.
They don't sound like great people.
Well, it's not really my place to judge. I am here because I am. Well, this is the place where I want to be. It's a place that has taken me in. So I will do what is necessary to continue this journey.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I never got your name anyway. What is your name?
He looks at you, and then the DM has to fucking look at his list of random generated fantasy names. He.
Juan, make him Juan.
He stares
Juan,
at you
come on.
for a couple of seconds, and he says, "Fantasy name generator." And he
Juan, come on,
says,
come on, Juan.
My name is Patroclus.
Can I call you Pokey? That's a pretty hard name.
No. I don't even know you, man. The name is Patroclus.
Okay, Patroclus. Well, my name is Hugh Janus.
I'm gonna need you to make me a deception check with disadvantage.
Well, deception.
With disadvantage.
Can I use my commanding presence? Oh no, that's not. I mean
That's
deception.
persuasion
Okay.
and
Shit.
intimidation. 13. He looks at you. He looks at you and it's like very funny. Now, what's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was just messing with you. My real name is Jonathan.
He looks at you again, squints a little bit, and he says, "Alright, Jonathan. then
But I think this place is pretty clean. I guess I'll just follow you out.
right. Well, the last place to check out would be the library itself. I would have you take a look at the Gorgon stables, but well, honestly, that's not a task that I would ask even the lowest of rank and file.
I sure appreciate that.
One of them has been very sickly recently, so they made quite a bit of a mess. Anyway, regardless, I'll take you to the library now. This should be the last place for you for the night. After that, you will probably be called upon to get yourselves acclimated to the place, and then you will be, well, one of us.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go see this library, I guess.
He begins to lead you up a series of imposing large steps onto a large building flanked on both sides by 6-armed Cyclops and the Gigants. While all of this was happening, moving back to the infiltration team, Porunga. Fucking what were you doing during all of this after moving across to the other building? Mind you, you have given away a little bit of sound, so a couple of the guards are now a little bit more alert. Porunga?
Oh no, he died.
Porunga,
Let's just say
are you here?
Let's just say he hit his head on the rocks and he's unconscious. He fell off. Just kidding.
Porunga.
Actually, it's 8:40.
Damn, looks like we lost Porunga. Well, I will bounce the ball back to the people in the cells. Would you guys be doing anything? Or are you just biding your time?
I'm very mad at Sandra for calling me bad guy and calling me loser. Very mad at her. She heard me saying that across. Just very, very upset at her.
You are both.
Josh, you are too. You are too. You're stuck in here with me.
So yeah,
Keep talking, sir.
Xandri,
It's as bad as me.
Derek, Drakgar, would you guys be doing anything while on your cells, or would you be biding your time?
Yeah, I forgot I was muted. I'm going to be like, excuse me, guard.
He doesn't quite answer.
I know Gaius just left us, but out of game Cassie had to run to the restroom. Would I be able to have a private audience with Gaius on some questions without my companions around?
Unless the commander wishes to do that, I don't believe you're in a position to request it.
We would never know unless you ask.
If he wishes to have a private audience with you, he will ask you directly.
But what if he doesn't know I have something important to say?
What could possibly be that important for us to bother the commander with the words of a prisoner?
Oh, I don't know. The 32 days until Sidon gets here?
Well, we are well aware of the Oath of Peace ending. Trust us, we all wait for that time. And it will come eventually. Where it is on the days that you claim it will, or, well, a couple of months from now, it matters not. Is that everything you wish to discuss with the commander?
Well, I'm not going to tell you what I know. I'll only tell him. But it's up to you whether you want him to know this.
Well, that is interesting. If your plan was to ingratiate yourself with the Order, that's one hell of a start. What's it called? Derek, Drakgar, are you guys doing anything?
I tell myself, man, She sounded like a bad guy, not gonna lie.
You hear on the wall next to you, Derek, not the one from Alexandria's cell, on the other cell, the one you can't see quite, where presumably 2 more other prisoners are being held. You hear one say, well, when you really think about it, bad is a bit subjective, or, there's degrees to evil, if you would. It's as if it's in a spectrum of sorts. The other soldier kind of walks up and just kind of bangs on the door and says, quiet.
I mean, that's kind of true, right, Sandra? There's spectrums to bad guys, right? Like I mean,
Honestly, Derek, if we ever get out of here, I'm going to kill you myself, and then I won't become the bad guy.
seems good. Knew it. You had it in you the whole time.
Oh, don't worry. Your wife will be fully aware of your betrayal to the group again. I promise you.
Oh, did I hear that there will be some bloodshed? Do please try to do it far away so it doesn't splash on my beard, says the other voice on the cell. The soldier kind of looks back. He doesn't say anything, but the voice hushes down.
About the other guy over there. Look kind of rough, buddy. You okay?
Who are you talking about?
One that goes, he got beaten up. The one that has horns on him.
He
You said when we passed by him, we saw him.
speaks
A little
up.
beat up.
Speaks up and says, "You don't need to worry about me. Worry about yourself." Sounded from the conversation you had with the commander that is gonna be a rough night for all of you. Rough couple of nights, actually.
I think we'll be fine. As I lean against the back wall over here, and I just hit my head on the back of the wall, and I go, "Ow, that hurt." I say it loudly, so the outside world can hear it.
Don't make too much noise, prisoners. Porunga, are you back? Porunga.
No, Mr. Jam.
Damn, we will never know what his rescue plan was.
He's still invisible. It's so sad.
Porunga has left the building. So, you guys are just kind of biding your time. Is that correct?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Did he say he was AFK? I don't remember him saying anything about that.
Yeah, me
He kind
either.
of just fell asleep.
Damn.
I just sent him a message.
I guess the roleplay wasn't exciting for him.
It would hit
Well,
a little longer.
everybody's been sick.
Yeah, it sucks.
Literally, Derek, Drak, and Porunga have all been sick off and
Oh,
on
no.
for like a week.
Now I started coughing.
It's bad. It's you.
Yeah, I
should we-
agree with Drag. Let's take our break.
Yeah, that's actually, well, we're actually way past the fucking break time, actually. Yeah, we'll take a quick couple of minute break, 10-minute break, and we'll
Yeah.
return. Everybody take your medicine.
Baby.
We'll be back.
Can
Right,
you fill
here
in
we
for
go.
Porunga on what happened since he fell asleep?
Now that's on the recording. Well, yeah.
Oh.
Now everybody can know that Porunga fell asleep during during the match.
My bad.
So what's it called?
We just cut that part.
So we're back. I don't edit these videos. So we're back.
Shit.
And well, basically what was happening, for those who may not have heard, even though literally no time would have passed in between me pausing the recording and restarting it again, from the perspective of whoever's watching this on YouTube. So what's it called? Yeah, Bouxfhades is currently being tugged around to just do some janitorial work, entry level stuff to the to the other Siren, at least for now. While the rest of the party is being held in some prison cells. Porunga, you were sneaking around invisibly with Wizard the Lizard. So, well, now is your time to shine. you know, again, I'm sorry that it took us a while to cut back to you. It's just the party's split all over the fucking place, so it's, you know, it's really hard to just do one thing at a time. Porunga, you were sneaking around the complex, that is the library. So what? Well, not the library, the buildings. My bad. So what were you trying to do here?
I was gonna see if I can meet up with both of these.
You wouldn't know where Bouxfhades is.
Yeah, I was gonna try to enter the building.
Enter the building.
Yeah, I was just trying to see like which which route I'm gonna take.
I mean, which route will you take? Like, that's more of my question to you. You see what you can see from this position. Ignore the points where you can actually see from the perspective of your allies. That's just there so that, you know, out of character, you know where everybody is.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you see what you see from Porunga's point of view. So, what were you trying to do?
This part right here, there's no doors.
What?
This part right here,
I can't see where you're pinging or pointing at.
it's like right in the middle, like behind the big guy. This looks
hold
like a main
Let me
entrance.
zoom out. Zoom out. Behind a big guy. Well, yeah, it's kind of like a hallway. I don't know how familiar you are with like ancient Greek architecture, but most buildings had like this open air hallways that were surrounded by pillars on each side. That's kind of like what you're seeing right here. It's basically, besides, you know, the pillars blocking part of your view, seems to be a straight shot to the other side.
I think I was gonna try to. I was gonna try to go up through that main entrance.
Well, roughly what route would you take to do that? Because, reminder, because you more or less alerted a couple of the, well, not alerted, but tipped off, I guess, a couple of the guards here. They're kind of patrolling this courtyard alongside the Geigen. Would you do any particular movement to avoid them? Or anything of the sort?
I was thinking about just hugging the wall over here on this side
Just hogging the
and just
wall.
follow it up. And I was gonna tell Lizard to kind of like maybe
Well,
climb
tell would imply you're using your voice to communicate with them, which you might not want to do in the middle of enemy territory.
I can kind of like whisper.
You can attempt to, but that's still you exerting your voice to some degree. What's it called? Do you want to?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do a hand gesture for him to wait.
They're both invisible.
Like around this. Oh yeah, you're right. Dang it.
This is, you know, I something starts to tell me that you didn't really have a plan coming into this.
We're counting on you, Porunga.
All right, I'm just gonna pat him, and hopefully he takes it as stay.
Does have 19 intelligence. I'll say for the time.
Oh, Wizzy Lizzie's hella
I'll
intelligent.
say for the time being he understands what you're trying to mean, and he'll just stay put for now. If anything, he'll just slide back towards the you know, the steep incline. His head just poking out a little bit. Obviously, he wouldn't know you're returning, but you know, just in case any of the guards try to get smart.
Can Wizzy Lizzie ignore him and climb up the side of the wall and just like climb across the ceiling and continue to follow Peru?
Would be like along the roof. Let me see just how tall these roofs are.
Because he does have spider climb.
Yeah,
Well,
just
he doesn't
checking.
even have to go all the way up the roof, but
I mean,
just like decent enough way up.
Well, yeah, just for the purposes of having like the notes here, I want to see how big this buildings are. Let me just read my notes. Alright, I'll say for now he's able to follow along roughly next to the wall. The buildings are very large, almost as if they were intended to be used by particularly large creatures. AKA, maybe giants or other large creatures. Porunga, you would be moving forward moving alongside the wall, moving across the courtyard. You will, notice that all of the guards are kind of very actively looking around. You see from across the courtyard the stables where some of those Gorgon creatures are being held. One of the Gorgons is currently being tended to by 2 soldiers. The Gorgon seems to have some form of rust-like texture on segments of their body that the soldiers are trying to kind of polish out with some rags.
Damn, Bouxfhades wasn't even promoted to scrub rust off of Gorgons. He got dust duty.
So Porunga, you keep moving forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a empty frame that I'm moving.
Yes, the frame is the spectator mode, is so that people can see, people can see through your current movements, and the rest of the players can see where you're going.
Oh, okay.
So, just for ease of use, you can just hold, select, and cover, hold, click, cover both you and the ring, and you can just move from there. Wait, Lutheria is a sister or wife? Yes.
He's both. Got it.
Yeah.
Because
He's married to his twin sister, guys.
We home Alabama.
Because Greek myth, and that's just kind of something that happens on Greek myths, believe it or not. What's it called? Like they're
Not just Greek.
They're not siblings in the traditional sense, but we'll get to that some other day. What's it called?
If we get to that.
Hey, be like that sometimes. So Porunga, you keep moving. You were going to be passing by what I described earlier. Not sure if you were awake when I described it. What appears to be a temple dedicated to Siren. There aren't really any discernible features you can tell from the entrance, other than the fact that at the far end you may be able to spot a statue that you, at this point can very much identify is of Siren. You continue moving until you make it all the way to the other side. What's it called? I'll say by the time you're, because you would have taken your time trying to not get detected. By the time you make it to the other entryway, to the other courtyard, my bad, it would be roughly around the time where Bouxfhades is just arriving to the stairs.
Okay.
You see a couple of patrolling pairs of guards around the area. You see these 2 large Gigants flanking the side of the staircase that, the stairs that Bouxfhades is going up on top of. What's it called? You will notice that the that the building he's currently approaching appears to be, again, like this really large structure. Again, multiple marble pillars supporting the roof of it, tall walls on the inside that prevent you from looking too deep into the structure. The 2 patrolling guards seem to just kind of pass by this segment, as they seem to just kind of be, on the lookout, keeping an eye out. What do you do, Porunga?
I'm gonna continue hugging the wall.
Okay. Continue hugging the wall as you move over to the western side of the building. Eventually you make it all the way over here. By the time you get there, Bouxfhades, you are a little bit further into the building, because you're on the move with the guy. He appears to take you over to the inside of this building. By the time you arrive and you look around Bouxfhades, you see there's kind of like this shelves, bookshelves actually, stacked with multiple books and scrolls and other form of documentation that you can't quite identify at a glance. He's gonna look. The soldier looks at you and says, "Believe it or not, this place is not as dusty as it seems. Just avoid entering the rooms. For now, stick to just cleaning these halls."
You're talking about just to make sure, like, you're not talking about like in between here, just like this area.
No. Yes. He kind of points over to the other areas and just says, "Yeah, here this hall, the one around the corner, then the one around that corner as well, and just do a loop around the area, but don't enter the rooms. We wouldn't want to bother the acolytes, would we?"
No, sir. Don't bother the smart people. I'm gonna get to cleaning.
Very well. After this, just turn into the barracks, grab an unused bunk, and should be it for now.
Alright, thanks again, polka dots.
He looks at you and says, "Well, if we wasn't under direct orders of Commander Gaius, I would, would teach you a lesson on how to pronounce names. Well, for now, you've done good enough job, so I won't do that."
I'm sorry, man. I'm really terrible with names. I'll get it one of these days. I promise. If you just keep telling it to me, I'll get it down.
"Patroclus," he says.
Patroclus. I got it.
So, what's it called? As Bouxfhades is kind of doing that, Porunga, well, you see him kind of go up further into the building. Do you continue to follow?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get past these two.
Past the giant?
The giant? Yeah, the 6 arms.
Okay, because you're now stepping on a solid, concrete / marble surface, I want you to make me another stealth check. To avoid the sound of your footsteps.
Oh my god.
That's alerting the guards. "Colonel, trying to sneak around, when dummy thick. The flap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards." What's it called? So yeah, do me another stealth check for me.
Alright, 1 second.
Again, you have advantage because you're invisible.
Oh my god.
So you begin to kind of step in between the two Gigans, hoping to make your footsteps as light as possible. And then the only thing people will hear in the dead of night, besides the ambient sound of nature, will be as Porunga's scaly ass feet begin to to go up and down on the staircase. The Gigans both kind of look at each other like, "You say something? What? No. I could have sworn I just heard something." They kind of look in that direction of you, Porunga, and see as one of them kind of begins to walk, almost as if they're trying to make sure they're sure of what they heard. Kind of looks at the ground, looks at the air, looks at the grass, just to make sure it wasn't some insect or something. I'm gonna say the Gigans are no longer, they're a little bit more on alert. When I put this red dot here, they don't swing, they don't do anything, they kind of just look at this area, but you see as their eyes sharpen, they don't seem to be as distracted as before. They are both a little bit more alerted now. You see as this one, the one that got a little bit closer, seems to go over and have like his arm just a little bit above your head, he just kind of moves it like around a bit of wind being blown in your face, but he doesn't seem to brush against anything or anyone. He just goes back to his position.
Quick question.
Yes.
Are there doors right here?
What do you mean? What doors where?
For Wizzy Lizzy, are there doors right here?
Yes, those are the doors to the barracks that actually were supposed to be closed at the moment. I forgot to
All
put
right.
the dynamic.
So
dynamic
Wizzy
lighting area.
Lizzy is still on the wall, like so he's above the doors. But if something else happens, Wizzy Lizzy's gonna use his tail to like bat at the door to get it to close, and then scamper farther up the wall.
Yeah. What's it called? I forgot to put the thing back on the dynamic lighting area, so those doors are closed. Okay, so you're basically a ready to action, so to speak.
Yeah, he's going to make it sound like there's someone in this whatever this room is. And he's just gonna kind of like wiggle the door with his tail, and then he's gonna scamper up the wall way above the door if something else happens.
All right. So, what's it called? What's gonna happen here is that Wizard is at the ready. They're trying something, or getting ready for whatever may happen. I'll say the soldier stays around this corner. As Bouxfhades gets to work, Porunga, you eventually make it up the stairs, like around the time where Bouxfhades would be like halfway done with this segment, with this hallway. You see Bouxfhades and a guard that seems to be supervising him. Porunga, what do you do something? I'll say because you roll such piss poor stealth, Bouxfhades, you believe you heard something behind you, but when you turn around, there's nothing there.
Okay. I like you said, I turn and look like I thought I heard something, and then just continue to sweep or whatever cleaning I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, it's mostly just like sweeping, basically. 'Cause like you were told, the place gets kind of dusty sometimes, so yeah, just that.
Yeah.
Porunga, do you do something once you're very close to Bouxfhades here?
I was gonna say I was gonna whisper, but I feel like that guy's gonna hear me.
I mean, you could still attempt to whisper if you wish. It'll just constitute another stealth check.
My track record is not that good. I'm gonna tap both of these on the shoulder.
I feel the tap, and I kind of like, push the broom forward a little bit and kind of shocked because I wasn't expecting to be tapped on the shoulder by nothing. But I gather myself and continue acting like I'm sweeping.
The guard kind of looks at you for a couple of seconds, but then just kind of shrugs it off. Anything else, Porunga?
I actually, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna try to whisper to him.
Okay.
And say, hey, it's me.
Roll me a stealth check with advantage. You know what's crazy is that on every single one of those stealth checks you've had advantage, and you just keep rolling bad.
I know,
right?
This one has to be.
Clueless.
Oh 13.
A little bit better.
Let me check what the soldier's passive perception.
Ooh.
Please be 11.
6. Can't pay attention to everything.
So you don't believe he hears you. What do you say, Porunga?
Say, hey, both of these is me.
Is it my turn, or are you saying more? Is that I was just waiting? Sorry.
Yeah. So what's going on?
I whisper back as I'm sweeping. I sweep like kind of a little louder to cover the sound of my whisper. And I say, uh, building, uh, I'm trying to figure out directions. Uh, Building behind us to the right, based on the map. I don't know what direction that would be physically where we're
Would
standing,
be
but
for-
building to the
To your left, basically, in character left, out of character.
okay, in character left, barracks, 2 chests or 3 chests, 2 have our gear. Go get it. There's 1 guard sleeping the last time I was there.
Wait, you said behind us?
Yeah, like down the stairs, because I assume that I'm facing inward toward the library. Am I not?
Probably. If that's
This
what you do.
direction.
Oh, okay. So where wizard is?
Yeah, which I can't see him, but yeah, that direction is what I'm trying to describe. Say barracks, 3 big chests, 2 have our gear, 1 guard inside.
Okay.
And that's all I say for now, and I just keep sweeping.
I'm gonna have to try to sneak past them again and get to that door.
Make me. What would probably be another stealth check. So for this, you continue moving around the area. Oh.
Advantage, thank God.
Yeah,
Finally.
you had advantage as a natural 20. They were a little bit more on alert, but you managed to just sneak past the 2 Gigans. So you
Thank God.
continue on your way downstairs.
I thought you were gonna shut the bed here again, buddy. Sorry. I didn't believe in you, but now you did good.
I was like, one of them has to.
He wrapped his cloak around the bottom of his feet so his nails don't touch the floor, like waddled down the stairs.
Right.
Fucking. Hey. Whatever method you used this time around, Porunga, it seemed to have worked. The Gigans are none the wiser to your movements. You move over there, but here's the thing: you wouldn't know that wizard is right there on the fucking.
Yep, he has no idea Lizzie's here.
Yeah, because you're both invisible. You know.
Right, but we're just gonna say that Bouxfhades has a better sense of direction than out of character me, and he gave him good directions on how to get to the barracks.
I mean, Porunga seems to have moved there on his own, so he probably understood regardless. What's it called? You move over there. You see the door closed in front of you. What do you do, Porunga?
I'm gonna open it.
You you open it, and here's the thing: wizard would see that the door just seems to open on its own. What's it called?
Can he sniff the air? Does it smell like Porunga?
Perception check.
Let's go to sniff. Okay, so it says passive perception is 10. So what do I roll for perception?
Wisdom.
Oh yeah.
17. It
Wizard.
sounds. It smells familiar. Smells like some type of other reptilian creature. That the wizard may identify as the smell or scent of Porunga.
He's like, oh, my own kind in his head, and he'll shimmy down the wall, and he'll flip himself down and around the wall into the rack.
Okay, so Porunga,
And then back up the wall.
Oh, go ahead.
And then he goes back up the wall like a spider.
Alright, so Porunga, you
Freeze them.
felt a presence move around you that you couldn't quite tell what it was until you remember, oh wait, wizard is also invisible with me. You really hope that was wizard and not just other form of invisible large creature next to you. So you enter
Trying
the
to
room. You see,
Lizzie's stuck on the wall. Can you move him into the room, please?
give me a second. It would be a tight fit for wizard.
He's on the wall anyways, so he's more like horizontally in the room.
What's it called? There we go. So Porunga, you walk into the barracks. There's 3 chests and a whole bunch of bunk beds. What do you do?
I also noticed the guard.
Yeah, you would notice.
Don't I?
Yeah, you would notice a sleeping guard.
He's sleeping.
Seems to be.
Okay. So, do I know that Lizard's in the room?
You would have felt some presence. Enter the room with you.
Okay,
Lizzie will scamper down the wall and lick the side of Perunga's face.
Oh?
I was like, oh, okay. So, Lizard, you're here. Keep an eye on the guard while I look through the chest.
I can't mind.
Lizzie ignores Porunga. Can Lizzie put the chest on his back?
With what digits? There's.
Yeah, that would make a lot of noise.
Oh, are they super heavy? They're not like.
I mean,
small chests?
they're decently heavy.
He put
yeah,
that axe in that chest,
Yeah,
and
they're
it only took up
Oh,
half of it.
okay,
That's a big chest.
Yeah, they're decently heavy.
Okay, yeah.
They're decently heavy chests, and they're pretty big to boot. What's it called?
Going to very creepily creep along this wall. And directly above this dude in bed and stare down at him while
Well, he's on the lower bunk of the bunk beds. He's not like on the top one.
Oh, they're bunk beds?
Yes.
Before he went over there, I would have told him if he does anything, eat him.
Yes. Yes, yes. Do it.
Wizard says, "Eat, eat, eat." As he just kind of seems to consider the option as a very tantalizing offer.
Surely he's a good
You
wizard.
can't make a lizard completely vegetarian. Porunga. So you see
I've been
3.
feeding him meat the whole time.
What did I say?
I've been feeding him meat the whole time. What
I
are
mean,
you talking
yeah,
about?
I mean, yeah. Like I said, yeah. You've also been like, hey, we don't kill people around these parts, but.
But you need to eat, though.
But you need to eat.
I'm just saying.
He
What's it called?
don't kill people. He can kill animals.
Animals. Porunga.
I mean, you're not there. You don't
Porunga.
know.
It is. You see the 3 large fucking chests, with padlocks on them. What do you do?
I'm gonna attempt to open them.
They have padlocks on them. They are locked. What would you do to attempt to open them?
Oh shoot. Let's see. I'm assuming that guard has the key.
You don't know.
Oh, no.
Again, something tells me that you went into this without really a plan.
He was asleep the whole time.
At least he knows he's there. He's halfway there.
And he missed the last 2 sessions.
Well, that was also partially my fault. I should have let him know that the guard watching me had the key, but I was trying to not talk too long to raise any suspicion.
Alright, so I'm gonna try to. I guess I'm gonna try to search the guy.
Try to what?
Search the guy for the key.
You walk through the bunk beds and approach the one where the guard is at, and you will notice that there's a stack of belongings next to him, stashed in what appears to be another significantly smaller chest. Seems to be, of personal use for the, for the soldiers that rest in the bunk beds. There is a. What's it called? He himself seems to have, like common clothes right now. He's asleep. He presumably can't hear you or isn't conscious enough to do so. And not even a spare key. You don't know where they would keep those. What's it called? So, at first glance, he doesn't seem to have anything on him.
Alright, I'm gonna search his stuff.
Make me an investigation check.
You said investigation?
Mm-hmm. You are fairly certain there's nothing here.
Alright. So there's nothing with this stuff?
You don't
So it has
find
to
any
be-
keys, you don't find anything that could be used as a key, unless you somehow can MacGyver one of his stuff. Like, doesn't seem like you can find anything here. So what do you do?
Can I search like his actual like pockets? Or
If
does he have any pockets?
you want,
Oh, God.
he is sleeping and you will be interacting with him, which may risk him awakening. Could you make me a sleight of hand check? Porunga?
Oh my god.
Oh,
So you not exactly sure what your objective was here, but you begin to kind of search into the sleeping person's pockets, and you then hear him begin to stare as he kind of begins to turn around. And let me just double check. Would this break invisibility? Hold on, let me move Wizzy over here to the side so I can just have all tokens visible on my end. Let me check. Would this break invisibility? Because you are interacting with another being here.
When I try to cut Drax's armor off, my invisibility didn't break. He was interacting with his
Yeah,
little
when
thing.
you went
That's
Porunga, when they're trying to cut off his belt. I
Just
don't
grabbed
think
me. I was like,
it's
"Hey,
invisibility.
no shit!" This wasn't good enough.
I'm just reading the invisibility stuff. So you do hear him kind of begin to wake up, and he looks over. He seems to feel, for a moment, like your hands on him, and he kind of like shakes a little bit. Does like that little jump in your sleep that you sometimes do when when you feel a sensation of falling. He's like, "Huh, what? Who goes there?" He looks around.
Alright. As soon
Yeah, go ahead.
as soon as he does that, can I grab my staff and knock him in the head to knock him out?
You can attempt to. Roll me an attack roll.
Damn.
Easy, you got this, Wizzy. Easy.
looks
Easy
like
lunch.
Wizzy's gonna get a snack.
Yeah, gonna get a snack real quick. Ooh. Oh, do it, Wheezy Bill.
Hold on. Without his without his armor, his AC, I don't believe it's anything higher than 16. So 16 hits, and your damage is 7 minus 1 for a total of 6, which means that you deal 6 points of damage. And due to my rules on stealth takedowns, that means that you take him out. How do you take him out?
I just whack him in the head and he kind of like falls back in the bed like he's sleeping.
Okay, so you just hit him in the head, and he seems to just go back to sleep.
Then I go back
Uh,
to searching him for that
Well,
key.
here's the thing. That will break your invisibility because you attacked the creature. So you're no longer invisible.
Yeah.
And you search him, and you find nothing.
Bruh.
Okay, so then I go back to the chest and search through their stuff.
What stuff?
Search through the chest.
You didn't find the key. He didn't have.
Oh, I said I didn't find the key?
Yeah, I said you.
Yeah.
You didn't.
I said you found nothing.
Oh, damn.
It's bad.
So,
Alright, so
the chests are still locked.
well, now that he's knocked out, I guess I would call Lizard over and I would put the chest on him.
What is your strength score?
My strength? Oh
Yeah,
god.
your
Negative
strength
one.
score.
Negative one. Hello. Negative uno.
It's a -1. So I can't lift it.
You're here's a couple of things you have to do for me. One is an athletics check to see if you can even attempt to leverage it over Wiz's back. And mind you, should you put the chest on Wizard's back, he will not be able to do spider climb because, as far as I understand, you don't have a way to actually secure them to him. And no, your 50 feet of hempen rope will not be enough. Therefore, that means Wizard will not be able to do spider climb and would have to be on the ground for duration of this. Second off, this chest will not be invisible. People will just see
We just put a floating chest running
people will
around.
just see three
Like-
invisible
Well, can I-
chests.
Well, then can I
hovering
have
above.
him help me? Can I have him help me open it?
Help you open it how?
Can you get it off?
Flash.
Yeah, slash at the locks.
Can Wizzy Lizzy put the lock in his mouth and try and bite it off?
Sure. I'm gonna need. And I need him to make me a attack roll.
Let's go, buddy. Come on, big guy. Come on, big guy. Tell me
Wow.
what you do.
Give me one moment while I pull out my table for object AC and hit points. Obviously, a 25, a natural 20 will hit. But hold on.
Shot it. One shot.
I'm trying to
Bro
check,
obliterated it.
trying to check what the HP will be of this. Substance, let's say they're iron, size. Alright.
Okay, man.
So,
Last guy.
well, that will break Wizard stealth as well, because invisible makes an attack. What's it called? So here's what's gonna happen. Because you never said you closed the door behind you, Porunga. What happens is that you have Wizard put the lock on their mouth and clamp down their jaws on it. And a ding! The fucking clanging of metal is heard as the lock falls apart and breaks apart. That's the moment where you hear this guy again over here cannot look over, sees that fucking lizard in the doorway, well, both lizards in the doorway, and kind of looks in that direction, and you see as he begins to draw his weapons and shouts, "Intruder!"
Son of a bitch. Go get the stuff. Go get the stuff.
And here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna need everybody to roll me initiative.
Dang it. Wait, can he... Before we do
Okay.
this...
I always mess this up. How do I do this right?
So,
Is
Click
there even
yourself.
a point of us in the cages to roll initiative? We
Well, actually, yeah. Those of you in the cells don't roll initiative. Only Bouxfhades, Porunga, and Wizard are gonna re-roll initiative here. But I'll tell you why the other ones in the cages are not out for the count just yet. Also, somebody clicked on the weird portrait instead of on. on the,
How
Yeah,
do
Porunga
I
might have done
there
himself,
it
to be
is.
honest.
yeah, there it is.
How do I do it
Oh my
properly?
God.
Because I always mess it up.
Oh,
and it
I rolled a
never
17.
Well, you rolled a 3 originally, Porunga.
Oh yeah, I accidentally clicked on the spectator.
Well, yeah, but you use your own sheet to do the roll.
Okay, my bad. Then I'll take the 3 then.
God damn it.
9, sorry.
It didn't work. What am I doing wrong?
Click
You
yourself, and then click initiative.
you probably
I did. I
clicked.
clicked myself.
You probably clicked on the spectator mode ring around you
Oh,
instead of on
shoot.
your token.
Click my token.
So click
initiative.
So I'm gonna.
You want me to do it again,
Actually,
or do you
no,
want
I'm
to
just
keep my
gonna-
roll?
I'm just
You're
gonna add
still
your.
at 1.1.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add your turn into initiative manually. What's it called? There we go. So here's what's gonna happen.
1, easy.
So here's what's gonna happen. Hold on, let me just make sure we're
And we do close the door. So sad.
right. You guys will fucking Bouxfhades, you will hear the Gigan shout, "Intruder!" as they kind of look over in that direction, and suddenly you realize, oh fuck, Porunga just messed up, didn't he? And the soldier next to you looks at you, Bouxfhades, and you know, as the alarm begins to ring out, and you hear, what's it called? You hear the soldier kind of look at you and say, "Well, rookie, now is another time for you to shine. Can you make it 2 for 2 of intruders captures tonight?"
I will do my best. And I throw the broom down, and I start running toward the barracks behind the, like, that direction.
Hold on, roll initiative for all of them.
Dang it.
There's a
Shit.
couple of soldiers around here that get alerted to this. What's it called?
He has fireball. Does he right? No.
It's not a literal wizard.
He could be. He dream.
What's it called?
We all died today. Feels bad, guys.
Okay, would it be like that?
It's not over
sometimes?
next campaign, guys. We got this.
It'll be like that sometimes. What's it called? Hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. Alright, so put this here. Alright. Let's get some appropriate music.
Can't believe you didn't shut the door, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You're doing
I
your
know,
thing.
rookie move.
That's rookie. So that's some shit I
Question:
should do.
Are we restrained by metal cuffs or by rope?
By metal manacles.
Why couldn't we make Drakgar break one of our cuffs? He's super duper strong.
I mean,
It doesn't matter. We're still in jail, bro.
But if one of us had our hands unrestrained,
he
we could
never
have done
he
something.
never attempted to break them.
Wow, in that instinct, I'm the bad guy.
Did I hear the alarm? Or
You're far enough away that you probably wouldn't have been able to hear the shout of the Gigan.
or here, like,
But
Okay.
I'll say it takes roughly like 12 seconds for the shout to be passed around as more and more people begin to get alerted. You see that the guards kind of seem to react to some form of commotion on the outside. No, they kind of look at each other, and they seem to just, reassure their grip on their weapons. Kind of like, oh yeah, we're holding this position. You know, not getting past us. What's it called? Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I like lean against the wall? Like they're tied behind my back, right?
Yes.
Can I like lean against the wall so they don't really necessarily see me try to do it, but try to break the shackles?
You can attempt to. However, I would imagine metal being snapped makes a noise.
Yes.
Wait, hold up. While he's doing that, are my hands completely restrained, so I can't cast any magic of any kind.
You can't because you don't have your weapons.
You don't have your spell foci, and it would be kind of hard to cast something that requires somatic components. It wouldn't be impossible, but there's a great difficulty there. Essentially what I'm saying here is that it'll require a what would be equivalent to a concentration check to attempt to cast anything in this current position.
I want to cast Minor Illusion. I could rip a piece of my cloth, my shirt.
You do not have your spell foci, so you can't cover the material component of Minor Illusion.
Dang, I'm so sad. That would have been pretty good. What about if I actually fart?
Wait,
really
hold
loud?
on. One moment. Is this a racial spell?
Yes.
Then I believe you can cast this without a spell foci, because of racial skill. What do you cast?
We'll cast Minor Illusion. Now we'll let out a very, very big fart.
What?
Yes.
At the same time that he's breaking the thing.
If you create a sound.
Yes, I would. Wait, I got a better idea. Oh, no, I'm so stupid. Why am I doing this? Moment, as I think I know Drakgar's trying to break away, I use my mind to think, wait, if they scream intruder, if I make a sound of a giant blast, it would cause the guards to move outside.
Okay.
So I would cast a Minor Illusion, make a small blast just outside just outside the window, or near the side where the two guys are behind me. Like, I don't know how to actually put the little thing, this little circle thing. Like right here, like outside the jail cell.
Hold on, let me scroll down.
Is Derek gonna help me for once?
Are you talking about like here?
All the way, behind the other guys.
So
The other two that are
up here.
like here.
That's where Gaius is. Where Gaius
I mean, you can't see that place beyond the wall.
The place behind me. Well, the place behind, because there's a window behind us, or no?
No, there's no window.
And it would be almost, I guess, next to, one's to my left. Those two. My bad. I've been trying to say those names. I forgot their names already. Two other prisoners next to me. Focus a sound of a blast coming next to them.
Again, you can't see that point.
Well, then I guess it'll just be right between those two then.
Oh, so like right over, like from what you can see from the little window in the cell?
If that's what I could see and that's where I could actually use it, then that's the only way, I guess.
Okay. Again, you're gonna have to make me a concentration check to see if you can even manage to cast it with your hands being somewhat restrained.
And I've seen enough D&D animes or animations. I think this could happen. Concentration? Would that be? Acrobatics, Arcanic, Deception.
Concentration is a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, saving throw? Okay. I think I'm good with those. Never mind.
You are unable to cast the spell in the way that you would have wanted to assist Drakgar in his attempt to break the cuffs. Speaking of which, Drakgar, let me just double check what the DC for manacles for breaking manacles is.
I tried, guys. I actually helped you. I tried, but it failed. That's all you guys get.
So, but the guards aren't phased either, right?
It's like there's no. The spell didn't even go off. Basically, that's what happened.
No, they're not phased by the the alarm going
It's
off
less
by
that they're not
Puruga, right?
phased. They're clearly phased by it. They're clearly aware of
Or
the alarm, but
they're
are standing
more.
guard here to make sure you don't use this as an opportunity to escape.
What happens
Okay.
if what happens if I actually fart?
What?
Performance?
Then, I mean, you fart. I guess.
Can I
like-
just make it sound loud enough to disgust him? Like, ew, what the hell, dude?
I mean,
What?
Distracted so he can break out.
I'm confused.
I-
What is what is the purpose of that again?
Okay, so I want to perform me a badass fart. So
Why
they
are
get
you-
disgusted. Wait, hold on, my genius is working here, guys. Calm down. One, make a fart. So they're distracted with my performance. That's a big one, and they're disgusted so much. They're like, oh, they don't picture that Drac is breaking out. It's my genius. Okay, don't hate on it. Come on, it's my genius. At least I'm
I'm
trying,
going
guys.
to-
Okay, I'm trying something here.
I noticed
get
that
mad
they're
at me
doing
for
something on
trying.
the other page. Can Exandri, with her siren lungs, just start screaming at the top of her lungs? like she's just screaming help at the top of her lungs as loud as she can.
So, okay.
My ears attacked me as well on accident, and it hurts.
Okay, so a lot of things happen at the same time. Alright, so
Sorry.
well, I'll say because you failed the concentration check, Derek, you're unable to do your action, quote unquote, immediately after that, like, whatever it is that you were trying to do. Drakgar, you make me an athletics check. Actually, hold on. Never mind, it's not athletics check, it's just a raw strength check.
Wait, please, begging. Please,
Alright.
begging.
Give me.
Got this.
Ooh.
Easy. That's easy.
That is just what you needed.
Let's go.
And you, Exandri, make me a performance check. See how loud you can make this scream of yours.
Come
That's
on.
what it sounds like. Begging. Oh, back-to-back 20s.
So you, at roughly around the same time that you hear the alarm has been rang, you will notice that, what's it called? Well, Drakgar, you kind of begin to strain your muscles, your arms, and until you hear the sound of metal snapping. Exandri, you begin to help out. You begin to yell out, rather. Help! Help! As you fucking begin
You're
to
like,
scream your lungs out. The guards getting, kind of looking around like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? What is this? You hear, what's it called? You see as the guard that is like directly in front of you kind of seems to just, in order to shut you up, Exandri just kind of shuts the little window from the from the door. Seems to be, again, it doesn't stop the sound completely. Still like a muffled scream from everyone else's perspective. But it seems like they were a little thrown off by that long enough that it didn't seem they noticed Drakgar fucking breaking out of his cuffs. Meaning that since you have taken that action, I'm gonna need you, Drakgar, to roll me into initiative. Yeah, go ahead, Exandri.
Can I? So, sending is a part of the peace domain cleric. Do I still need my holy symbol to send a sending spell?
What are the components for sending?
No idea.
Could you put the
'Cause,
spell in chat?
As soon as everything loads.
Yes, you would need your spell foci because it has a material component.
Oh yeah, copper wire. Okay. Wait. Did they take my jewelry and everything off?
They took your holy symbol.
Yeah, but I'm still wearing jewelry. I'm a princess. I'm not.
I don't believe that can substitute a cleric's arcane focus. Let me double check.
No, not the focus, but can I use a part of any of my jewelry that I might be wearing, like my hair accessories or just like my
Would
earrings,
any of those be made out of
copper.
wire?
I don't know if any of them
The
will be
other
made out of copper.
Of copper wire? Holy.
Hairpiece, maybe the thing you have your character wearing in your picture, you know?
Yeah, because like in my picture, she's got like
Ah.
a very unique hair accessory.
I'll say roll me a D100, see if any of what you have on you is made out of copper.
Begging. 100 or something, I don't know.
Ugh.
D10.
Maybe if the computer catches up.
Give me
Begging.
1 moment.
Begging, please, begging.
With D100s, usually you want to get as slow as possible. Okay. I'll say that you believe there is one piece of jewelry on you that you may have out of wire, but the question is, how do you get it on your hands to actually use it?
Where's it located?
I'll say, I'm gonna roll. So, you know, besides hair accessories, neck accessories, bracelets, would Alexandra have any other form of adornments that you believe could fall under that category?
She's literally the ideal princess walking around with a group of grungy people.
Also have like an anklet, maybe? I don't know.
Yes, she has. Her dress
Alright,
is
so
really fancy.
roll me.
She's always in fancy dresses.
So
She's
roll me a
got
D.
bagels,
So roll me a
earrings.
D1. No, not D100. My bad. Roll me a D4. 1. That's your hair ornament. That's your hair ornament. So it's gonna be really difficult for you to get your hands on it because they're behind your back.
Super easy. I pull out my wings and I knock my hair accessories out.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
And if that doesn't work, I'll sit on my ass and bend over and just take them off of my feet.
Make me a sleight of hand check. See if you can actually finesse it a little bit. Damn. You're unable to use your wings to fling the hair accessory off your head. What's it called? Here's what we're gonna do. So that we don't start doing all of this like out of combat actions. I'm gonna have those of you in the cells also roll me initiative. That way we can have like an order as to how we do these types of things. You know, so just so I don't have to have the turn order up for no reason.
My screen is frozen, so I can't click my character, but I can still roll initiative.
Hold on. Remember that you are selecting the thing.
No, like my screen D&D is frozen. Like I can't move it. My screen.
Okay. Oh well, no, it added your turn here.
4. You rolled a 4. Nice.
Yes. Derek. Oh, Derek, you already rolled, I believe? No, you didn't. No, you did.
15.
You just did. And then Drakgar, roll me initiative.
You got this, buddy. It's me out now.
Bro, I think I get a 1 every time we roll initiative.
Didn't I? What? I thought I didn't.
He had the spectator mode.
Oh, I clicked the spectator. Are you kidding me?
Damn.
Yeah, I did it too.
Motherfucker. Maybe I'm just gonna get rid of this fucking things. I only have it so that the other players are not completely in the dark of what's happening on the, you know, on other people's screens.
I'll just put what I had on.
Yes. Just put yourself on 18, and then I'll reorder this turn order. All right. So,
It's a mini Drakgar. Drakgar, bust me out of here. Come on.
all right. So here's what's happening. Here's what's happening. We're gonna have, well, the soldiers start taking their turns. And I'm gonna add a little bit of a something here. Question mark, question mark, question mark. At initiative count 0.
Oh no. I can guess what that is.
So first of all, the soldiers, they need to fucking move out. They're like, intruder, I better get me some of that. Action dash, get all the way here. Drakgar, it's your turn.
So the guards are still here.
They seem to have been distracted by Xander's screams that they didn't seem to have caught on the fact that you broke your restraint.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna break Derek out yet. I'm gonna just
Bitch.
keep my hands behind my. Hey, I'm
Bitch.
barely breaking.
Here, I thought I'd save you.
Bruh, I'm gonna get caught if I do that.
Get help.
Matter.
Do you get
I can still
help?
fart. I can still fart. Come on.
Just, what are
Do you
doing?
get help?
What are you doing right
You have. I'm just gonna end my turn for now and keep my hands behind my back.
now? Okay. What is Wizard doing?
I'm gonna try to have Wizard stay with me.
Did the lock come off?
The lock did come off.
He's going to flip open the lid. What's inside?
I'll say he can. Wizard flips open the lid, and you will see, well, the gear that I described there before. What appears to be mostly your weapons and arcing foci.
Does he see his mother's necklace? Does he see my necklace?
Yeah, he does.
He looks good up.
That's it.
He's going to lick it up with his tongue.
Alright, that's the side of interaction. Well,
And he's going to hold it gingerly in his mouth.
anything else?
So specifically in this case, there are Pumo's instruments and
What's the next one?
Drakgar.
Basically
Okay.
everything that would constitute as your weapons or what's it called? Or spell foci, yes. So it's the instrument. Oh, actually, my bad.
Only the weapons, 'cause
these are my bad. These are weapons and magic items. So you know, magic items that aren't spell foci. My bad. So the axe,
other
the
chest has
javelin, the javelin, the necklace of adaptation, the holy symbol, and Pumo's Derek's regular loot.
All right.
The other one has everybody else's stuff.
Yes.
Or magical stuff. Wouldn't the other one be lighter? It's only just a couple of the loots in the crown. Lighter chest.
Well,
only
keep in
the
mind,
right.
these chests are like divided half with belongings of the soldiers and the other half with your stuff.
Can he move to the door? Wait, he can't shut the door because I just did my item interaction, correct? Can he use his action to shut the door?
Technically, you use two different item interactions: one to flip open the chest and another one to grab the thing. But I'll say those
I was
will.
gonna try to.
I'll say all of that will constitute as item interaction, bonus action, and action. Just so that I don't
that's
have
fine.
Wizard do like a lot of shit during their turn.
That's fine. He's going to shut the door and then he's going to look up Porunga and he's going to like knock his head back towards the bag that's connected to him for Porunga to try and put the items into the bag.
I was gonna do Sleet Storm.
Oh, well, then you can always peek back out the door, cast the storm, and let the door shut again.
All right.
Squeezes the door shut.
Or I mean, I'm
I don't
not
want any arrows going
gonna
at us.
put the dynamic barrier, lightning barrier there again, just because I know that door's gonna be open soon enough anyway. So, alright, that's that. The soldier. Oh, hold on. For a moment, it sounded like there was an earthquake going on. This soldier is gonna start moving in, saying, "Come on, men! We cannot allow them to continue behind our lines." So the soldiers are gonna move 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Right here, the door is closed. He opens it, and then looks at Porunga, looks at the wizard.
Said me, and I look at them.
Grabs like grabs one of his javelins and says, "Alright, this is where it ends for you." As he will toss a javelin at, I'm gonna roll a 1d2.
Porunga, you can kill him now. Kill him now.
One is Lizard, 2 is Porunga. At the Wizard. Javelin gets Wizard javelin. Well, javelin at Wizard, my bad. Missing completely. That's it for him. Derek, do you do something?
Since Drakgar couldn't break me out, I could just got myself out of here with the little portal.
You can't, your portal. I don't think you understand, Pumo. Unless you have your magical items or your weapons, you cannot cast your spells.
Well,
Unless they are your domain
you
spells.
can't
which
cast.
is not your domain spell.
Yeah, you can't cast stuff that requires material components or that comes from a specific magic item.
Nine friends, thunderclap, vicious mock, remake, screamer doesn't
If it
count.
has a material component, then you cannot cast it without your spell focus, but if it's only verbal and somatic, then again you will need to do the concentration check to see if you can even cast the somatic one, because again your hands are binded. Unless it's a racial spell, meaning that you can't just be casted at will.
Give you know missing to make the manifest damage. Wouldn't work. Hold up. Let me see which this. What do I need for this one? I want to use Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Which one was that one? I would make them run away. Right? Was that one that makes them run away?
No, Dissonant Whispers. Dissonant Whispers makes them run away.
Well, oh my god, I'm so stupid. My bad. I'm sorry. So neat whispers. Let me just double check if that one actually includes anything. Components just V.
Correct.
There's no components, so I would cast Silent Whispers on the one to the left. For me, the one that's I can see is probably his arm or something.
You would be able to partially see him, yes.
Yeah, right here. This guy right here. Yeah, one I can actually see, not the other one.
Okay.
I'll cast Dissonant Whispers.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Oh my god, I forgot. So neat whispers. Where are you, buddy? Cast it at level 2, I guess? So cast it at level 2. So I got level 2 spell slots, I believe. 12. It's 3, so it's 15.
Alright, so he will make a wisdom saving throw. We'll see how it goes as soon as his sheet loads up for me, because roll 20 is being laggy.
One bardic inspiration, I think. Just in case I want to use it for cutting words. No, I don't need it. I'm good.
He fails, takes 12 plus 15 points of damage. How do you want to get rid of the soldier?
I tell him, go, quick run! Your mom's asking for got your lunchbox. It's an embarrassing in front of all the soldiers.
Well, here's the thing. I wasn't asking what you tell him to make him run away. That takes him out. How do you take him out?
I just say that, and he dies of embarrassment.
Okay.
So
your cyclically laced words seep into the mind of this individual. Oh, I forgot to shut the door. Seep into the mind of this individual, and you see as his nostrils, his eyes begin to bleed a little bit as he clutches his head, and he seems to fall dead to the ground.
Well, didn't mean to, but it happened. Say it's overkill.
The other soldier immediately notices this and says, "Your damn sorcery! Alright, that's it. You're going down."
Alright, come in here, buddy. Let's see it. No balls. Or never mind. I think Siren took them away from you.
Anything else, Derek?
I tell him that, and hopefully he gets agitated and very angry and comes this room rushing to beat me up.
Okay.
Did it work? Did it work?
You'll know eventually. This other guy will move 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Moves to like right here. Oh, actually he can't make it. He's gonna stay right there and ready in action. Oh, I forgot to roll a couple of people into initiative. Alright. What's it called? So that soldier is just gonna be right there. Oh, I forgot to fucking scroll up with the camera over there.
I swear, I didn't do it. I didn't need it. I swear. Fine.
Alright. Oh, hold on. Yeah, did I skip the wrong soldier? Give me a second. It's Roll20 is pretty lagging on my end at the moment. Yeah, it's a big ass map with a lot of people in initiative. Alright, yeah, this guy again. Is going to look over in that direction. Take advantage that the door is now open for him. 5, 10, how much? Hold on, let me double make sure what his movement speed. Oh, I didn't mean to move him right there. What his movement speed is right now. Geigen. Oh, pretty decent movement speed actually. So the Geigen, hold on, let me just make sure I'm getting his movement right. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Moves right around here. Porunga, you can kind of see him in the doorway. Not really, but a little bit. Let's see, what is the range of the things he has? He looks at you, and kind of grabs these 2 javelins with 2 of his 6 arms. And I'm gonna roll a 1d2. 1 is Wizard, 2 is Porunga. Porunga, with disadvantage, because you're outside of the effective range of a javelin. He's gonna attempt to throw 2 javelins at you.
Wait, wouldn't he hit the guard in the doorway?
We have not been using that rule for y'all, so I'm not using it for the enemies.
Fair enough.
So 11, 15.
They both hit.
They both hit?
Oh wait, you said 16 and 15, right?
No, 11 and
Yeah, they
15,
both.
because he's disadvantage.
Oh, the 11 I can use my reaction shield.
To shield. Which puts your AC to
15.
15. I mean, so the 15 would still hit. So here we go.
For the 11. No, oh yeah, the 15 was.
13 points of piercing damage as the javelin flies and skewers you in the leg. You're able to pull it out, but it hurt like hell. That's it for that Geigen. Second Geigen. Again, they still believe that their ally Bouxfhades will come in clutch to get rid of this intruder. He's gonna move 30.
He's got the worst initiative.
They're gonna moving 30 feet right here, sees you in the doorway, Porunga and Wizard, and he's gonna roll a 1d2. 1 is Wizard, 2 is Porunga. At Wizard, not outside the effective range of a javelin, he's gonna grab 2 javelins and toss them at Wizard. Through the doorway. Pa pa. 15 and 12. Does a 15 hit the Wizard?
They both hit.
They both hit? Oof.
Oh no. No bueno. No bueno. Do you even have no armor?
Alright, he's almost dead.
12 and 14. I believe that's still not quite enough to take him out, but he is pretty hurt.
Yeah, he's next hit, he's out.
Alright, that's it for the Geigen. He looks over in that direction and says, only a giant lizard and a smaller lizard? They don't look so tough to me, says the Geigen. Soldier is killed. Exandri, it is your turn.
Can I sit on the ground and bend over and use my feet to pull my hair accessory out of my hair?
You can. I'll say, you go prone for a little. Mechanically, you go prone for a little bit. Then use your interaction to pull the thing out your hair. What's it called? It is now on the floor. Well, not on the floor, but on your legs, I guess.
Was that an item interaction?
Yeah, say that's your item interaction, but just so I'm not a dick, I'll say you're still able to hold it with your, if you move around, like shuffle around, move around, you can be able to hold it with your hands.
Can I shuffle around to be in a more comfortable spot to lift up the wire?
Yes.
And I will attempt to send a message. Send a message to. I'm going to send it to Gaius.
Correct.
It's going to say. I'm sweating. Gaius, please help us. I don't want bloodshed. Please let me stop the fighting. I believe you want peace too. Exactly.
You hear a response from Gaius. It says, I'll get to you eventually. I'll deal with the intruders first. Actually, no, he wouldn't use the word intruders. He uses another word that catches your eye. I'll deal with the attackers first.
Damn, I can only send sending once. I know, they're not attacking. Okay.
You're gonna kill him. Wow.
Anything else, Alexandri?
No, that's all I can do. There's no way I can break out of this place, so.
Yeah, Drakgar didn't do anything.
Soldier is gonna fucking realize that Derek just killed one of his guys from the comfort of his own cell. So he is gonna move, use his item interaction to unlock the door and open it.
Sure. Are you ready?
And looks over at you, Derek, and says, "A couple of stabbings should do the trick." As he
Come on, big.
is going
Say, come
to
on, big boy. Let's go then.
attack you. You have, by the way, again, you have no armor. That was also taken away from you.
That's fine.
So what would your, without your leather armor, I believe your AC is just 10 plus your dexterity. So just keep that in mind when you see this next attack.
Let me see my dexterity real quick. What is it?
He
Regular
will,
dexterity? So it's 13.
so 13 AC. 15 hits.
15.
Uh,
That's not that bad, to be honest.
He probably won't do that much damage. Ignore the extra plus there, it's just the first damage roll.
Oh my god!
2 points of damage
way.
on Derek. As he just kind of tries to go in for like a chest stab, but, well, not even like just like a sort of like lower leg type of stab to kind of incapacitate you. But you manage to move the leg just in enough time. The weapon just kind of ends up nicking you on the knee.
Man, was that really it? Really? Man, I thought you were Social Siren were so-called strong.
I'll avenge my ally, just you wait.
Fine, don't worry about it.
Porunga,
He'll be
it is
back
your
talking
turn.
about me, but he will.
I'm gonna cast a Sleet Storm right here.
Sleet Storm. Let me start moving my camera up there. God damn, it's really hard to get this recorded when it's like the fight's taking place on 2 separate fucking sides of the map. So, Sleet Storm, right there. Let me grab you a spell token marker so we can use that.
What does that do? Just for me, since I'm about to do something.
It creates an area of sleet, difficult terrain that will make it so that if you try to pass through there, you'll have to beat a saving throw or fall prone.
Well, shit. Okay.
It's a 40-foot radius sphere, so I'm gonna use this and make it blue color. Alright, so wait, hold on, what the fuck? Yeah, it's a 40-foot.
Whoa.
40. Hold on, did I got the correct thing? Yeah, no, I think I got it correctly. So where are you putting this exactly, Porunga?
Like right in front of this six-armed guy right here.
In front of them. Okay, so would catch roughly this area. Is that correct?
Yeah. I was trying to make the front of this like difficult to get to us.
Okay. In that case, that will be that. Hold on. Do they have to make the save now or on their turn? Here's when a creature enters for the first time on a turn or starts its turn, there is medic saving throw. Okay, so all of them must make it a sturdy saving throw except for the guy who's indoors. Okay, so select all of them. Master roll save. Let's try dexterity.
I'm so smart. 3, 13, 12,
I
20, 10, 5.
believe
21%.
only one of the Gigans makes it.
Yeah, the one with the 20.
So yeah, so the first Gigan makes, well, the Gigan that's on the far back rather is the one that makes it. Everybody else falls prone. So this
Sure,
is
buddy.
prone. I'll get around to doing the little symbol in a moment. All right. Anything else, Porunga?
I'm gonna use my last few sorcery points to cast Cure Wounds on Wizard.
Okay. Go ahead. You quicken spell Cure Wounds. I keep forgetting you have the gift of the Metallic Dragon as a feat. You know, in any other campaign that shouldn't be possible for you to use it as a feat, but you know I didn't establish that upon character creation, so it doesn't matter.
You're like, even that anyways, OP, but still, why not?
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, that's what it is. So Wizard gets 5 points of healing back.
No.
Now it might take 2 strikes to kill him.
Damn it. Shit.
Anything else? Oh, and you move over
I'm
there.
gonna move right here and then end my turn.
All right.
Close the door.
I mean, would have been a smart thing to do. So the soldier is this soldier all the way fucking over here. He's gonna have to rush, but also can't really move past the sleet storm, so he's gonna ready an action in a moment. And now Bouxfhades.
I'm assuming the sleet storm would affect me as well, right?
It does look pretty bad. It doesn't seem like there's any openings there. It does appear that you would be affected if you enter the area.
Shit. How far can I move? 30 feet?
30 feet normally,
Dash.
or if you use your action to dash, 60 feet. Mind you, it is considered difficult terrain, I believe, when you're inside the sleet storm. Let me double check. The area is covered in slick ice, making it difficult terrain. Correct. So you would move in at half speed while inside the area, assuming you don't fail the saving throw in the first place.
For the moment, I'm just gonna run the 30 feet to the edge of the sleet storm.
All right. Go ahead. Anything else?
I don't think there's anything I can really do. I don't have any like abilities at the moment. I don't think. I'm looking. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure there's nothing I can do.
Okay.
Fuck me.
Oh shit! Sorry, I accidentally.
There's really nothing I can do this far away.
All right. Well, in that case, at initiative count 0, something strange happens.
Sorry, Porunga.
Hold on. Let me just double check. I have something good.
Guess what that is?
You begin to hear sounds from the outside. For regardless of where you are in the, you know, in the actual structure. The sounds are good enough that you're actually able to, you know, just hear this as a large sort of sounding of a bell begins to ring out in the area. Ding, dong, dong, dong.
Oh man.
There is for a moment. There's a moment that you're not quite sure what the fuck's happening. Until you then begin to hear from somewhere. In fact, those of you who are in the cells can actually hear this as it seems to be coming right outside from the doors of to the cell area. You hear one of the Gigans speak out with like a booming voice. Everyone, we're under attack. They're at the gates. You are like confused for a moment. When you are
Dad's
like,
here.
who the fuck is here?
I don't think he would be. That's kind of.
As you,
I want guys to release us peacefully.
hey, you send out the message we're being captured. Hey, we might need help.
I did,
And
I
the
did, I
message
did,
is answered.
I did.
But perhaps
This is
not in
Contract
okay,
no.
another city.
No.
but perhaps not in the way that you expected. As you hear, they're at the gates. They have been fighting their way through the island. Someone alert Commander Gaius. As you begin to hear like a large crowd of screams coming in from the outside. There is
What the fuck is outside?
That's what's weird.
what's it called? You begin to hear like the sound of metal clanging against metal. You hear like the sound of well, people just fighting out there.
Am I able to see it where I'm standing? Because I can see kind of through the gate
That is our
down
bubble.
here.
Oh my
Not
God, thank
exactly,
God.
because that's not the main. What you can see is not the main gate. The main gate was the little
Oh.
area that the party went through, you know, before entering the courtyard. You know,
So it's like over here
the
that
lower,
all this is
yeah,
happening.
lower left corner of the map. Yes.
Oh, got it. Okay.
What's it called? But for the purposes of the audience watching us at home, what is currently happening at the gates is that there is now a veritable battle. You see as a what's it called? As it seems like two-sided sort of like encounter between the forces of Sidon and what seems to be the crew of the Ultros has broken out on the you know, in the fucking, you know, entrance to the Great Library. The forces of the Ultros are significantly smaller than those of the you know, of Sidon's orders, to the point where it's not an even fight. They're not getting wiped out by any means, but it's clear that their objective is not to overtake the library, but rather cause a distraction or perhaps save you guys. What's it called? Hold on, let me just put the little lighting asset over here on the door so you guys can see.
I was waiting to see what's going on over there, to be honest. There you are. Led by Billbug the goat. There's Billbug the goat.
What's it called? Like I said, the forces of the Ultras it's difficult for them. It's like they're trying their hardest to just push through, their numbers dwindling with each passing swing of weapons. In fact, if anybody of them if any of you would be there, you would hear probably some comments from the crew saying like, "We've lost a lot of men trying to get this far, but we must keep pushing."
Shit.
You hear, as if that wasn't enough, you then would hear a noise that echoes throughout the entire battlefield.
I think I know what it is now. That's not my fault! That's not my fault! You do wrong like that.
The sound of a flapping of some wings of a great creature begin to overtake the battlefield as people look up at the skies and despair. We'll see as riding on top of a majestic silver dragon, Commander Gaius makes his presence in the battlefield, riding on top of his faithful dragon companion Argin. You can only hear the sort of exhalation of its ice breath. You can only hear the exhalation of his ice breath before you hear the sounds of various soldiers being overtaken by the ice. As Gaius' booming voice echoes in the battlefield, saying, "Fight! Fight like you mean it! Until the last one stands!" And that's where we're going to be ending the session here.
Alright, now he's gonna kill. No holds bar, guys. It's over. Go balls deep. One of us is gonna die. Most likely me anyway.
But that will
die to
be
Gaius,
the
I'll die to
end
Dan.
of this session.
Yeah,
We
depending on
legit-
Not my fault this happened. Don't
Yeah.
you damn lie. Not
Depending
my
on
How
how this
dare you
goes.
kill someone and then be like, "It was an accident."
They just killed our sailors. You're telling me on the back they just wiped out our sailors.
They're here because you guys
You know
asked for
what?
help.
All you do is make it. All you do.
Who asked
is-
for help?
is-
Tell me who asked for help. Who asked for help?
Xandri asked for
Well,
help.
then there you
I
go. It's
did.
her fault they all died. There you
That's-
go.
No,
There you
it's
go.
not. Don't get reprimanded too. But you very specifically own up for the shit that you do. It's so annoying. Like literally, you laughing about it. Okay.
What's it called? But yeah, it's looking pretty rough.
Drakgar only destroyed the door.
So, depending on how the next session goes, I may be permanently defecting to the army of Sidon.
Hey, it sounds like it maybe. You're the undercover cop who gets to the top. You're like,
I switched
what you gonna do?
sides.
You're gonna go under.
If you guys start dropping like flies, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, Sidon, let's do it.
It's what happens when you get to the top. You're gonna pull a coup, take over the order Sidon, and then kill Sidon. Easy. What you gonna do? I'm gonna cheer you on to the end.
What?
We
Why
can't.
Sidon?
But yeah,
He's gonna
He's
kill
really only-
Sidon. He's gonna coup you with the order, and he's gonna kill Sidon with the order.
Nah, bro, I'm just gonna die like everybody
No,
else.
never mind. I was thinking of the other guy. My bad.
I didn't do anything wrong. I did kill somebody. The other order is killing our sailors.
Bro, this is
Who's the
not
real bad
looking
guy
good.
here?
I mean, hey,
Bruh.
maybe this is your lucky break. You can use the death of your man as a distraction to escape.
You find another 100 men.
Yeah, but then who's gonna drive the boat?
Guess I have to since
Hey.
they're in Arizona. Like, Derek,
Hey.
you killed somebody.
Oh.
You're gonna start pushing on these
Theoretically
roads.
Eric
speaking-
is going to go in the bow and
Th-
he's going to cast his fucking illusion jujitsu and we're going to single-handedly make him pilot the fucking Ultras.
Technically speaking, theoretically speaking, you only need 50 people to roar the the oars in the ship. So as long as 50 people survive, you should be alright.
What the hell's Bill
Or
Bug
can
and all
we
this?
just have Derek cast his illusion to make like 50 rowers? Like,
Can we just
Maybe.
demote Derek to be a permanent rower?
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
down.
hey,
That is not.
whatever you
Look,
guys
man, come
do
on.
after this, if you survive, it's up to you.
That's if we survive.
Bruh, the DM doesn't even have faith in us. Feels bad.
No, you
Okay,
don't.
Look,
okay.
I can make a portal,
Porunga.
guys. I can.
Puruga, I need you to listen to me very carefully.
Close the door.
Wizzy Lizzy has 21 potions in his saddlebag. Please feed one to him.
Feed them all. Feed them all.
Look, Porunga, I need you to listen to me. When you open a door, close the door.
Buddy.
Twice. I'm not
For
gonna.
real. You want to know what the worst part is? Before I bit that lock, in my head, I was like, is this door open or closed? But Wizzy can't talk. So I was just like, okay, sure, I'll bite the lock. And then you're like, well, because the door is open. I was like, bitch.
Oh shit, we're all screwed now. It was
I
going
mean-
perfect though. The start was going really good.
I mean,
to
it was
where
going really well until we left the door open. It was going very well.
one rookie mistake. Or how cursed our rookie.
It is what it is. Sometimes these things just happen. But yeah, actually,
Yeah, but it would have been nice for it to happen like in chapter 16, 17, not chapter 4.
actually, hold on. Let me double check how many chapters there are in this.
Maybe 8 or 9.
Because they're not all divided by levels. There is 12 chapters on this campaign.
We're gonna
Oh, guys,
write all
chapter
this
4,
stuff,
let's
so
go.
it don't matter.
Oh, I
We
forgot
will
to change the.
only
I
characters.
forgot to change the title screen like a while ago. Nobody told me. There we go. The Cerulean Gulf. You guys are in chapter 5. My bad.
Hey!
Look, our tombstone's on the rock now.
It's already predicting the future for us.
Our tombstones are on the rock. Oh my god.
The world
but
ends,
yeah,
and
I
then
forgot-
guys, I feel bad.
I haven't ended the recording. For
Well,
Oh, whoops.
for those of you who are
Oh,
watching
Lord.
this in YouTube, please continue watching next week the finale of Odyssey of the Dragonlords.
Yeah,
No, fight.
The season finale of Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Maybe. We'll see how it is. But in the meantime, you all do please continue watching. Hit the like button and subscribe and all of that jazz. You know,
But yeah,
keep following the adventures of this band of misfits as they continue to fumble their way through Tylea.
Jesus Christ. It's like one after another.
So yeah, that'll be it for this session, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Damn, bro.
it was a play Pokemon Unite.